Ow now, brown cow. Can you hear me now? This is about as loud. Awkward. Now you guys can hear me. I was unmuted while we were doing our Ron Burgundy intros. Unique New York. Unique
Test.
New
check,
York.
Check.
Ow now, brown.
I can hear myself
cow.
now. I think my mic worked.
Might as well just leave them on. Clock. See, chat, you hear me? It's 8 o'clock and I'm calling it out. It's time to start the show.
Did you say leave those biddies?
Let's start the show.
I know you guys can hear me.
Wake up, Woodward show. Wake up, Woodward show.
Shout out Chappelle.
There you go. Let's start the show.
Oh, here we go, boys and girls.
Starting off your day with a brand new
Boys and girls, do you like violence?
Meet Broder.
You like 90?
I can't control my arms sometimes. My ween is kind of flying.
Detroit Kool-Aid.
Wake up, weenuses.
Oh, with the Wake Up Woodward crew, he's actually a part
Wake
of
up,
it.
weenuses.
I can't believe that started that shit.
I kind of like the behind the scenes unmute at the beginning of the show.
I do.
I think it's funny.
Are we innovating right now?
We're live right now.
Wow,
We
we are
are
innovating right now.
Every morning, 8 to 10 a.m. Live
And we're gonna count them down live, too.
A show for Detroit, by Detroit, with people from Detroit. Tell Siri to set an alarm, because it's time to wake up.
To the desk in 3,
To the desk.
2,
In 3,
1.
2.
Hey, what up, though, people? Welcome to Wake Up Woodward. The energy is on 150% right now, man. Yeah,
I kind of like that little behind the scenes action.
I like it. All right, we're gonna have to make that kind of a regular part of the show.
Maybe we put a little camera up and actually like show the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
As we walk in, we would have to know ahead of time, so no one is exposed at being late or what. No one was late today, by the way, and I'm avoiding eye contact.
Right,
It was
don't do
close.
that.
It was close. I'm not putting you on
At
blast
the buzzer,
like that.
baby. I'm good every time at the buzzer.
Hey, Black Hollywood.
No, it was so many down power, not power lines, but like street lights. Yeah, on the way in, it was crazy. So many down trees and branches. I didn't realize it snowed. I mean, it's not snow, but rain that bad last night.
Don't you put that on us, KG.
I'm sorry, man.
We don't need
right
snow
now.
on top of
Sorry.
everything else, man. It's crazy. Like I remember kind of driving through Livonia a couple weeks ago, about 20 minutes from where I live, and I saw where they said this tornado came through and took down a gas station.
A whole gas station.
A whole gas station. Yep.
I don't understand how
The
heat
weather's
can cause
crazy.
so many issues. Like,
Michigan.
come on. We're not prepared for 95.
It's Michigan, man. You can get 95 today. You can get 60 tomorrow. You can have rain. You can have snow. You can have sunshine. But it's our beautiful Michigan.
It is our beautiful Michigan. I
Yes,
love
sir.
this state.
Wouldn't trade it for nothing.
Wouldn't trade it for anything, man.
Uh-uh.
Hey, but what up, though? People, welcome to Wake Up Woodward. As always, chat family, you guys are the most important part of this platform, so go ahead and satisfy that like button. We got to go around the room as well.
Arrest it.
You know what? Before we go around the room real quick, JB,
What?
we got to satisfy that like button.
Oh, you want to satisfy the light
We
bulb?
got to
yeah,
satisfy
let me-
that like
I just satisfied that like button.
button. Hey!
Treat her right.
Treat it right.
Ooh,
Hit it from the front to the back to the side.
brother with the freestyle.
Go ahead
I like that.
and satisfy.
Woo,
Hey.
that boy can sing.
We
Y'all
got-
gotta go ahead, smash
That boy singing.
like button. Let's rock, man.
I think we got to get him a record deal.
Maybe.
You know what? That's gonna be a story one of these days.
Woodward. Hey, too dirty. Onward.
Let me go around the room, and then I need you to tell the people we're talking about.
I can do that.
Hey, shout out to Flannel, Sam, our brother. I hope that you are enjoying and actually enjoying and taking part in that vacation, man. I know sometimes it's difficult to put those devices down, especially when you're cooking the way that you have been. Can't wait to get you back on the show. Shout out to the 6-man of the squad as well. That dude, Justin.
Yes,
What
sir.
up, though, brother?
Hey, I'm happy to be here. Last show of the week for me, so
Hey.
I'm excited for a good one
Why is that?
because I'm going to Electric Forest, and so
He's finna get lost in the forest, y'all.
yeah, so I'm excited. Gonna be there all week. I actually won't even be there on a Monday either. So
Bro, I can see the excitement all on your face.
yeah, I
Who
was
are you looking forward to see the most? Or is there A headliner, I know.
Yes, there is a
concerts.
there is a headliner. My second favorite DJ of all time, Subtronics, and I'm so lucky I lucked out. There's a world debut of a DJ duo that was maybe going to be at the same time as Subtronics, and I was gonna have to miss it but they were they are back to back, so I get to see both of them, and I'm so excited.
Is it like on the same stage? Or?
No, I'm gonna have to my girlfriend literally told me she's leaving me to go get a good spot, and then I'm just gonna come running in and right at the last second because I don't know why I'm allowed to do that, but I'm blessed.
What are the chances? Do you think we could put a GoPro on you?
Yeah, I was like, bro, we need a recap.
I mean, I definitely can give you some GoPro moments for sure.
But I want the moment,
the moments. Yeah, there will be the moments because my sister will also be there. So between my sister and my girlfriend, they both take a bunch of pictures and a bunch of videos. So I'm sure there will be a collection to show. Some will definitely not be able to be shown on air, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dakota Mullet. I'm not gonna read the comment, but he has a comment about you and what might go down this weekend. That dude.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
Hey, he didn't deny it. He
didn't
deny
it, man. Shout out to our elite booth, man. Hey, starting in the sound booth, Detroit's #1 draft pick. That is KG, aka full-on Black Hollywood mode today.
Hey, what up, though, man? I went to sleep last night and didn't realize that Kendrick unified the West for some reason.
What happened?
It was a big Juneteenth concert at the Forum in LA, man, and Kendrick brought out everybody. I mean, E40 narrated the concert. They did a Nipsey Hussle tribute.
No,
YG was there. Dr. Dre was there. Like, man, it was wild. I saw some of the clips. Shout out Spinny sent some of the clips, man. It was wild over there, man.
But that's what's up. Hey, and show the people that shirt too if you can, man. Street Fighter.
Come on now. It's one of the best fighting games ever, arguably. I like Mortal Kombat a lot too, though. So.
Hey, I love it, man. Yeah. Shout out to JBSMOOOOOV. That is Woodward Sports MVP in the TD booth. What up, though, brother?
They not like us.
They not like us.
Hey.
Man, that concert was fire last night, man. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna go back and watch it, man.
Yeah,
That's
you
crazy.
definitely gotta go back and watch it.
Tell me when to go.
Hey, Joel thinks that Kendrick's kind of fake. What do you think about that? Because he says he fakes put on for the community.
He fakes put on for the community.
That's what Joel. Hey, that's what Joel was saying on our podcast yesterday. I was curious what you guys thought.
Sound like a youngin' answer.
Too. I heard that rumor too that he paid for everyone just to show up for clout at this one event, but I don't think that's true.
Come on, bro. Right.
Kendrick has a big following as it is, and hey, last night just showed hell. Russell Westbrook and DeMar DeRozan were there too.
Yeah, LeBron was there.
Yeah,
everybody was there, man.
This is recruiting. This is recruiting season.
Yeah.
The Lakers, they need some players. They need some coaches. I'm surprised Monty Williams isn't out there in L.A.
Hey,
Draymond's talking about him right now on TV.
Why would Monty want to go there?
Wait.
Who knows, man? Maybe he's just out there.
He
right
could
now
deal with a
chilling,
year
enjoying
of
himself.
Jaden Ivey and Kay Cunningham. What makes you think he wants to go deal with a year of a LeBron?
Because you just
another buyout income.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the play.
But that's
You know,
the game.
$85 million to sit at home, man.
That's
Like,
the game.
Dude, the man is about to rack up $100 million in buyout. I thought
Genius,
Larry
man.
Brown was paid a lot to go away. 20 mil back in the day.
Check this out. What was Blake Griffin's buyout? $35 million?
mhm.
Oh, jeez.
$35 million plus Monty Williams buyout. So
100
this is the
mil.
bookends of this rebuild. Where
Jesus.
it started was with buying out Blake Griffin. Where we're at right now, buy out Monty Williams. That is $100 million to just go away. We thought Josh Smith was bad. Goodness, at least this isn't something that hangs on the cap sheet as long as Josh Smith did.
Yes.
But $100 million between those two? Wow.
$100 million.
That's a lot.
That's-
Blake Griffin and Monty Williams.
Nuts.
Actually, I'm going to rephrase one of our layup line questions with that in mind. I didn't think about that, but it fits one of them. That's wild. Hit him with the Hadouken.
Yeah, but up here on the desk, it's your boy Matthew Broder. That is our credentialed Tigers and Lions beat writer and reporter, and I am your boy Brandon Dent, aka Detroit Kool-Aid, your credentialed Detroit Pistons reporter and writer. You want to tell the people what we're talking about and then get us in the layup line?
Yes, sir.
Gotta get
Yes,
warmed up
sir.
today.
We got a lot of Pistons today.
Get stressed
Obviously,
out.
the news dropped yesterday. Monty Williams is no longer the coach of the Pistons. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about replacements, possibilities, Shane Falco's. We're going to talk about who might be in that seat next for this Detroit Pistons team. I feel like it's got to be a specific type of coach. I'm excited to talk about it with the fellas. we got a little bit of Tigers talk at the end. We're gonna save our Justin, the driver, is gonna pause on taking us for a ride down Woodward in terms of the Tigers, but he's gonna provide us a couple avenues of what the Pistons can do. Not in the draft, partially with the draft, partially in the trade market free agency.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Trying to save our team. Okay.
Only trading the pick scenarios, though.
Okay.
No drafting it from the pick, because we're not trying to bring any more boys in this locker
You
room.
damn
okay?
right, Justin. Good job.
Like, no one should be younger than me that we bring in. I'm 22 years old. No one should be younger than me.
You would probably raise the average age of the roster.
I probably would.
I want to see Jesus' blueprint. So we're going to do that a little bit later. And then if we can squeeze it in, unlike yesterday, we're going to yank and wank and rank and we're going to wake and yank, wake and rank.
Wait, what?
No
wake
Diddy. No
and
Diddy.
rake. That second one was
Wank
an
and
accident.
rake?
That did just come out.
Mm-hmm.
Wake and rank. There are all these whack rankings flying around and more by the day. How are the Lions getting disrespected still?
It's that season, man. You know, they preying on our downfall. It was a one-year wonder. It was a cute story. You know, all
cute.
the BS.
Yeah,
The absurdities of some of these things I'm seeing.
I believe that to an extent, because of the fact we were that cute story, like KG said, and that everyone was hating on us last year, and now we do have a following now that is outside of Detroit. I think that we have a media fatigue that's kind of going around with how good this team actually is, because they haven't necessarily seen anything to say that the Lions are going to regress. And that's all I hear is the Lions are going to regress. And it's 100% has to be the only logical answer to me is that, like, they're just tired of hearing about the Lions. Like, this team is supposed to be a bottom 5 NFL team, and we're showing them that we are a top 5 NFL team. And they hate it. They hate it.
Even more so to your point, like I don't even know how much I've heard people talk about regressing, but just how much better they think everybody else has gotten than the Detroit Lions, which is one of the weirdest things to me, man. You look at all of the additions they've made. You look at what they've done through the draft, as well as in free agency to kind of beef up that secondary. You look at what they did, which was probably their weakest position group last year. You look at what they did to kind of really beef up a defensive line that was the best at stopping the run, that was decent at getting pressures on the quarterback, and probably did enough now to make sure that their heavy hitters can get home to the quarterback. I don't know what makes it so popular to just kind of forget about or to kind of underestimate the Detroit Lions, but they seem to be that team. I've seen other squads that, you know what, they might not have this history of winning, but as soon as they're have a cute season, the media is jumping all over them like media darlings and trying to prop them up year after year after year. And I just don't understand it, because the Lions' cute season wasn't last year. Their cute season was the 9-8 season. That was their cute season when they realistically gave themselves an opportunity to make the playoffs. Last year was them going out there and bludgeoning teams to the point that you got some of the biggest players in the league crying about it. That's not, I don't know what's cute about that.
You had coaches crying about it.
You had coaches crying about it. I don't know what's cute about that, man. I have no idea, but they continue to treat the Lions as if they're not something serious. And to me, that's Dan Campbell fuel. That's that when you talk about that octane, that's when you talk about, hey, let's have that control, fury, octane. This is, you know what, skip all of the control. Just go out there and make sure that you leave impressionable memories for these people. That's honestly going out there and making sure that you do it all over again and get a little bit further this year.
Chloe's got that energy. We haven't even started talking Pistons yet.
Yeah,
he
man.
gets fired up talking Lions.
You don't play.
Don't play. Some of them are just flat out disrespectful. Maybe not disrespectful to show the incompetency of some people working at big, credible, established national outlets. Saying the Lions got a C in their offseason ranking, only 5 teams worse.
Remember when
there's a little bit of tease of one of them. Absolute
stupid as shit,
man.
Remember when people told us it was just, oh, that's just Greeny? Remember earlier in the summer? That's just Greeny. I'm like, no, this is what they do to the Detroit Lions all the time. All the time, year after year.
It's on the agenda. Slander the Lions. We gave them they comeuppance last year. Slander them though.
Bunch of curmudgeons.
We gave you all those TV ratings, and now you just want to take them away.
Seriously, Jordan Love is not a better quarterback than Jared Goff. Jesus, what do we have to
not
do
even
here?
what we were talking about.
What are we doing?
Spicy Motor, welcome to the show.
Yes. I am very disappointed, though, because all this narrative around the James family, as we get warmed up here, apparently Rich Paul is backing out of it. Agent Rich Paul says that LeBron and Bronny are not necessarily a package deal.
Sure.
Whatever. Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Do you think
like I
it's
believe
BS,
that.
actually?
Yes.
They are. You're just saying, like, so a team like the Pistons doesn't take them.
Yeah, I got to hear from Justin and JB on this, man. You guys instantly were just like, hold on now.
Go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, I think that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard because, like, they're just trying, exactly what you said, they're trying to not get a bad team to take Bronny. Like, any good team knows that if they take Bronny, LeBron is going to most likely opt out. And, like, imagine if the Mavs do it. If the Mavs draft Bronny. Like, he's going to go to the Mavs. Like, that's not even a question. Like, it's just... It's so dumb. They're false narrative building, and it's annoying. Yeah. Go ahead, JB.
It is really dumb. Like, come on. We all know this was Bron's MO from the start. He wants to play with his son no matter where he goes. And as Justin said, they don't want him to see him in a bad team. They want him in LA so bad. So much that he's not even practicing at any of these other team facilities. Like, come on, what are you doing right now?
And JB, you said that's Bron's MO, and you may be right about that, but is that Bronny's MO? I don't think that's necessarily completely false. I don't know if Bronny necessarily wants to play with his dad.
Well, then he's stupid.
I mean,
because he's a bum.
I think he's trying to maybe write his own. Maybe he's trying to get out of his daddy's shadow a little bit. We see this a lot, man. Because name a celebrity son that's actually really worked out. A celebrity of that caliber.
But KG,
it doesn't really work.
Do you think that he is a serviceable NBA player?
Absolutely not.
No. Okay. Then what are we talking about here?
I'm not speaking
what are we talking about here?
Ability.
He's getting into the league because his dad's name is LeBron James. Like, that is what it is. Okay.
I understand, but that don't mean he got to like it. So that's all I'm saying.
Well, he should be lucky and grateful that he gets an opportunity to play in the NBA. That's what I'm saying.
Boy, these layup lines got us. We're stretched. We're warmed up, bro.
That's the goal. That's the goal. I got more heat coming.
We even got brother spicy.
I got more heat. Also, Ryan's reaction says Cleveland better draft Bronny.
Ooh.
Which would, free up Darius Garland to maybe make his way over to Detroit.
Yeah.
Wayward son,
like
come
that.
home.
Carry on my way. Yes. Like Terry on.
Hey.
All right, real quick. We'll be super quick with this. I'll direct it at KG. To do some math here, the WNBA team valuations came out yesterday, or someone wrote an article. Shohei, I have a question for you, trivia.
All right.
Shohei Ohtani's current contract with the Los Angeles Dodgers is larger than how many of the top WNBA teams combined?
Teams? Like in whole?
Players.
Teams.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Probably damn near all of them, though. I'm not going to lie. Didn't Ohtani get like, what, 700 million?
It's at least 12 teams.
There are only 12 teams in the
teams.
WNBA.
What are you talking
Damn.
However, you're close.
Damn.
I thought it was 18. I can't lie. My bad.
10?
Getting closer.
11?
A little lower.
8?
Lower, okay.
No. So, Shohei Ohtani makes $700 million in his most recent contract. As of, yesterday, the top 6 WNBA teams make $690 or are worth. Their net worth is $695 million.
Dang, so half the WNBA?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Damn.
It's wild. It's
That
wild.
is wild.
The Indiana Fever are worth $90 million. They're the 6th ranked team. They're with Caitlin Clark. Chicago Sky with Angel Reese, $95 million. The Las Vegas Aces are the most valuable WNBA team at $140 million.
They did spend a lot of money on them as well, too.
Yes, in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, their facilities, everything that they got going on there, because they're a new expansion team and everything. So they want to make everything new and fresh. And besides, everyone also got planes this year as well, too.
Planes, trains, and automobiles. It was interesting seeing, and this is a topic for another day, but the Indiana Fever, they're more valuable this year now than the Los Angeles Sparks and the Atlanta Dream, the Washington Mystics, like just under the Chicago Sky.
Effect.
Some massive markets. Indiana, small market team. Caitlin Clark effect, also the WNBA effect. Obviously for Indiana
and basketball love in Indiana.
Yeah,
basketball there is it's.
You're 100% right. 100%
it's
right.
like bloodline there.
There it was.
Lifeline.
There it was. Kool-Aid. When we come back, let's talk about these coaching possibilities. I want to see who really are some of the options here for the Pistons.
Yeah, we got a couple with championship pedigree. We got one that is really steeped in another team's culture that I really like. So we got to break this thing down. Which one would be the best option? Well, listen, I can tell you it's the best option for you and your pet. That is Premier Pet Supply. It is hands down Michigan's best pet store. They offer the same prices and all the conveniences of the online and big box retailers with one major difference. They've been family and locally owned and operated for over 30 plus years. They offer you over 60 brands of food with nutrition experts to help you. They also offer same-day, local curbside, and home delivery. Give your pet the best at Premier Pet Supply or visit them online, premierpetsupply.com.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola, really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody! What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years?
What is that?
You expand and you offer more products to more people. That's exactly what Les Stanford did when they added Les Stanford Buick GMC. Still offer the same great service, same customer service that their clients have come to know and trust. So go check them out on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile Road. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today. LesStanford.com. That's Les Stanford Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Let's drive right down the legendary and the historic Woodward Avenue. And hopefully, the Detroit Pistons are truly on the path of restoration with Trajan Langdon. There's been some pretty big moves, man.
Yeah.
You already have Troy Weaver out last week.
Out.
This news, you have Monty Williams out. $65 million in 5 years left on his deal. Obviously, this won't hurt the cap sheet for the Detroit Pistons and what they're able to do in free agency, but it does show just how big a miss things were. Because Troy Weaver, we don't know necessarily the value of his contract, but he also got a contract extension a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of money that's out there on the table right now. Shout out to Dwayne Casey, who continues to just kind of be one of those guys that sticks around within his front office. So.
Hell yeah. I'm it's such a weird feeling, this all happening. I'm proud of, and I'm excited. Maybe proud is a better word, for Tom Gores for, realizing something's wrong and pivoting quick, like eating it, eating the bag. He did it with Blake Griffin too. Neil on Big D Energy gave him props. He's willing to move on. He's willing to cut a check. Like, we're not worried about that. The problem seems to be the decision-making leading up to before these contracts are signed. Like we know Tom Gores had his hand in the pot in terms of signing Monty Williams, something we were all excited about last season. It didn't work. He cut ties. Love that. But how are we going to make the right decision now this time? Like, is this something that Trajan Langdon needs to step up and be like, no, let me do this? Or however that conversation goes, Tom Gores can't be the final basketball decision.
No, that's what I'm hoping it is that all power now should be consolidated to Trajan Langdon. If that's happening, then you're going to have one single vision, one single voice, and everybody working to make sure that vision comes to life. That's what I'm hoping. So that then when you're going out there to select a GM, or if you're going out there to select a head coach, that you know that they're going to come in to run your system. Everything will be cohesive. And hopefully they're consulting someone like a Kay Cunningham as well, who they're talking about signing here long term.
I'm going to put you on the spot here. I just thought of a question. Maybe it's been asked before, but is there someone in that Pistons organization, in the staff, that, like who's the Chris Spielman in this? Who's that advisor, that consultant helping Tom Gores or Trajan Langdon, or maybe Trajan Langdon is that person?
Yeah.
Like, who is the Chris Spielman of this team? Like, to make that head coaching decision of what's right for the culture, what's right for this team, what's right to get the Pistons back to what we remember them in 2004.
Yeah, right now that's going to be Trajan Langdon.
Okay.
He is your president of basketball operations. You're still going to get input from Arn Tellem, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just a matter of if Trajan Langdon has a firm grasp on what this modern game is, from being in it the last 2 years, on successful teams as well, that his voice is the one that ultimately is the last end-all, be-all as it relates to decision-making for the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah. And just to keep running with that real quick, is Tayshaun Prince / a GM still on the table? My mind went directly to Tayshaun Prince. Not that he's the same as Chris Spielman, but that the blood of the Detroit Pistons organization bringing him back.
I like Tayshaun Prince. You talk about a guy who, during the championship years and the going-to-work years, as a rookie, instantly in the playoffs, he showed what type of guy he was, both character, on court, off court, and he just did his work, kind of the silent assassin. And when he moved into the front offices of the NBA and kind of getting that experience, you didn't hear much about him except for the fact that people were talking about how good of a job he was doing everywhere he was going.
Yeah.
And so he is somebody that I'm like, you know what? When he came back here the second time, during what he got dubbed the buffoonery years, he still maintained a level of maturity and a level of vision as it related to what this team was and wasn't.
Yeah.
That honestly just impressed me. I wasn't shocked or surprised at kind of the success and the accolades that others were kind of throwing on him when he got to the front office. So I believe somebody who understands what it takes to win here, somebody who has won here, and somebody who did it underneath kind of the fabric that we have come to identify with winning Detroit Pistons basketball. I wouldn't mind it at all.
Cool. Now let's talk coaches.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk coaches. Let's just start. Who are some of the options? Like we've heard some names yesterday. Has anything surfaced? What's coming to the surface? Who are some of the guys we should be looking at or thinking about as me and the chat? We go home and start doing more research.
Well, we got to start with James Borrego. Okay, we got to start there. He was head coach of the Charlotte Hornets, but he was also an assistant coach underneath Greg Popovich. Started off as a video production assistant, moved his way up the ranks to assistant coach. Impressed the right people, especially underneath the Greg Popovich tree. Won 2 championships as an assistant coach there in 2005 and 2007. And the reason why we start this is because of the reports of Detroit Pistons' interest in James Borrego, who was a front runner and supposedly is a front runner for the Cleveland Cavaliers head coaching job as well. So maybe that's the reason why we kind of get where Monty Williams, if they're looking in that direction, why you get rid of a Monty Williams right now, if you believe your option that maybe a Trajan Langdon is feeling is the best possible coach for this juncture is about to get hired. Maybe you got to do something as drastic as get rid of Monty and then make your pitch to a James Borrego. But the rest of this kind of coaching cycle, in terms of candidates that are out there, it's not barren, man.
No,
you
there's
also
a
got,
lot of names.
Yeah, you got Sam Cassell, who he's also, we talked about some of these championship-winning candidates. He just won a championship with the Boston Celtics as an assistant coach, who Joe Mazzulla has given a lot of credit to this season. So Sam Cassell, I know that's somebody who a lot of people over the past couple of days have put in the chat, hey, what about a Sam Cassell type? I like what it brings to the table. And it's not just that. It's how far back Sam Cassell goes, too. He's been coaching, an assistant coach since 2009 with the Washington Wizards and helped them. You know, that was during the time when they actually made the playoffs. It's been some time that we've seen the Washington Wizards really be something formidable, but they were during his time there. And you kind of follow his coaching career, and every stop, the players that are there are giving him kind of a lot of praise.
That's the key.
And they're having success there, too.
That's the key. Before we keep going into some of these other options, like, there has to be a specific type of coach for this team that knows how to communicate with a younger team, is comfortable jumping into a rebuild. I mean, the Pistons are a bad team, and they need someone to help them, like, completely turn things around. So, and the timeline's got to fit. Like, are they willing to get through a couple tough years? Like, there are a lot of different pieces to this, but I think being able to connect with this younger team, being able to connect with Cade and what you put around him is as important as anything. And I know some of the guys on this list have some, I don't know, concerns or history with not gaining respect from locker rooms and whatnot. So I just want to make sure that whoever they choose, whoever we're talking about, we're making sure that they fill some of those boxes. It seems like Sam Cassell is respected, both from being a player, a championship-winning player, also being an assistant coach for a long time.
Long-term assistant coach.
Long-term. So he's been through it. Like, he's put in his time for this role, too.
Yep, definitely has. And James Borrego, he's been in a couple different coaching trees. Monty Williams, Willie Green, and Greg Popovich. So he has a lot of different styles. He's seen how this thing is done at a very highly successful level as well. But Ryan's reaction just kind of put a guy in the chat that I was actually about to talk about next. Kool-Aid, Can I Pistons Land? Chris Quinn, assistant coach out of Miami Heat.
Under Spoelstra.
Under Spoelstra since 2014. That you talk about an identity. You're talking about building something here foundationally. That's one that I love. I like what the Miami Heat kind of have been since the big Heat, the big three Heatles broke down. And Jimmy Butler has been out there kind of instilling this kind of bad boy, this kind of bully mentality. I like what they bring to the table. You got Udonis Haslem as well, kind of in the background. Make sure this team puts forth a certain effort. And they've, to me, largely overachieved in certain aspects, despite a lack of talent that I would, and that's just my opinion, over the years. And Chris Quinn has had a lot to do with their success. And so I don't know what the Pistons' chances are of landing a Chris Quinn, because, again, you got to think from their perspective, why do you leave a situation like this right now when there may be better opportunities, more stable opportunities that open up over the next year or two?
See, he seems like he's one of those guys that almost Ben Johnson, like, not to compare him exactly to Ben Johnson, but it might be worth just waiting for the right opportunity. Like, jobs in the NBA, we saw Dwayne Casey's job open up in Toronto, a championship caliber team. So someone like that, or I don't know enough about Chris Quinn to say someone like that, but someone who doesn't need to jump into a bad situation. Like I'm down to learn another year under Spoelstra. I like hearing that some of these guys at the top of this list worked under Spoelstra and Pat Riley, worked under Popovich in San Antonio. And I want some of that DNA here.
I do. And with
Detroit,
Chris Quinn, I also wonder, when you look at kind of the structure of the Miami Heat organization, Spoelstra, he's going to be somewhere high up in the front office whenever he wants to retire from coaching. Where does that land Chris Quinn? And if he knows that eventually he can be a head coach in an organization that's been solidly run for a lot of years, and you're taking kind of the head coach who's had some influence as well in front office, in the front office as well, decision making. I do wonder if that's on Chris Quinn's mind, that he could be a future head coach of the Miami Heat too.
What about, I'm going to throw some names out from the chat. What about Mark Jackson? This is from Matthew Kruger.
I just wonder if he's lost his grip on today's game.
Okay.
That's my only thing. It's like, when you make this type of a coaching hire right now, having gone through 4 or 5 of them in the last 6 years, which is crazy to think about with this team rebuilding, you got to know what you're getting from that coach. You got to, kind of like you said, you have to know that they're hitting some of these check boxes. And that's my thing with Mark Jackson. I just don't know if he has a grasp or grip on today's game. And that's just because he hasn't been coaching. He hasn't really been in it. So
what about Kenny Atkinson?
I got to do my homework on it. Okay. But I'm not against Kenny Atkinson, from the things that I do know. Obviously, if the Pistons can get him, it's not a bad hire.
JB Bickerstaff.
That's my guy.
That's a good one.
He coached the Cavs that year. Yeah. He decided to get rid of Sexton, bring in Donovan Mitchell. They had Mitchell Garland playing together. That was the beginning of the Cavs run, right? JB Bickerstaff. No, there were some great names.
Bickerstaff, JB.
What'd you say?
Said JB, talk to me about Bickerstaff.
Oh, that was my pick of one of the people that I feel like should definitely be considered in this as well too. Just because his record alone and his years with the Cavs, he's used to this rebuild process that we currently are in. He's used to coaching young talent as it is. And the past season that he has with the Cavs, they haven't gone under 500. And the past 2 seasons as well too, they've been second in the division. So I would honestly lean towards him a little bit. Some people say he's a little too old because he's, I think, 45, 46, so he's not.
That's young.
I know. Some people say he's old. Some people say he's young. It's a mixture of everything.
Don't die,
but I'm
brother.
like, he's still a good coach regardless. And his dismissal from Cleveland is just surprising as well, too. But it's definitely one that's out there that's open for you.
Yeah, no, that's good commentary. I mean, there are good options out here for the Detroit Pistons. It's just a matter of if the Detroit Pistons can present themselves as a good option as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know people have talked about Jerry Stackhouse. I've talked about Jerry Stackhouse and Chauncey Billups. These are two people who, at the beginning of their coaching careers in college for Jerry Stackhouse and in the pros for Chauncey Billups, started off good. Chauncey Billups said he didn't really want to coach a young team, and I can understand that as well. As you're getting your feet wet as a head coach, you probably want a little bit more experience.
But
both of their programs went down.
Yeah, Portland became
pulled
a
the
young
rug
team
from underneath Chauncey.
Yeah.
And they went completely young, and they're talking about potentially trading a Jeremy Grant. And with Vanderbilt, we know that eventually Jerry Stackhouse was dismissed there because the program just couldn't keep up the success that he had at the beginning of his tenure there. So, you know, they are there. They are options. They do have kind of the fabric of what it means to be a Detroit Piston, but, you know, time will tell to see what type of candidate they actually are for this job.
All right. Before we get to break, I'm going to maybe muddy the water. Not muddy the waters. I don't want to present it like that. Throw a wrench in this conversation. Would they ever consider Becky Hammon or Niall Ivey?
I don't think Becky
AK,
wants
can
to
you
coach.
have your mom coach you in the NBA?
I don't think Becky wants to coach in the NBA anymore.
She doesn't?
I feel like she doesn't. I feel like she's found her happiness with the WNBA over there.
Is she over there now? Am I completely missing something?
Yeah, she's a coach of the Aces.
Oh, the most valuable WNBA team.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know. I mean, if she's found a home, she's found a home. I know we were kind of chatting in the chat. She's a name that has been floating around the last couple of years. She worked her way up the San Antonio Spurs.
Someone in chat threw out Don Staley as well.
Don Staley is awesome.
I mean, if you're talking about just basketball minds, these are some basketball minds.
Definitely. Let's take a quick break. We're going to talk more Pistons when we come back. Both head coaching players at number 5. We got a shooter on the docket for today. And then Justin. Justin's going to provide some options for us to break down. Probably more Kool-Aid to break down. But we're going to find some options for this Pistons team. But first, let me tell you about Dispo Dispensary.
Talk to us, brother.
Shop. I'll talk to you. Tell them to go. Dispo Dispensary. They got deals that are too good to miss. They got a team that curates an unbelievable atmosphere and shopping experience from the freshest inventory for Michigan's largest variety of products. So come through their stores or order on Dispo Dash today. Dispo Dispensary, DispoShops.com, your local cannabis plug.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at RandyWiseBuickGMC.com.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and we mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky, clean gym that has tons of equipment. They got a full-body workout area that you can do in just 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get it all for $10 a month, no commitment. And no matter where you are, Planet Fitness is close by. They got 50 locations in Metro Detroit, thousands more throughout the world, more opening up every single day. You guys should go check them out. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Essential. You know what else is essential?
What?
That the Detroit Pistons get everything right from this point forward.
Yeah.
Everything.
It's everything. It's literally coach,
Everything.
GM, draft pick,
Everything.
free agency. You got to figure this thing out, man, moving forward. Identity, culture, Break said, bring in Dennis Rodman. He seems to have his head on straight these days.
We got to stop with the retreads, people. It's not every former Piston can save this team. I'm sorry.
Eldon Campbell, bring him home. Michael, actually, they tried that.
Hey, shout out to Uncle
All
Eldon.
of them, man.
Uncle Eldon.
Go get Grant. You know, it's just fine. Every former Piston.
But could you imagine Mehmet Okur on the sideline?
Oh, come on.
Hey, G, not having it, bro.
It's time.
We just got to get realistic about fixing the team, y'all. That's all.
Hey, let's go.
I ain't trying to hate on nobody fun.
Yeah. How about you hit that like if you want a shooter on this team? If you want the Pistons to draft a shooter at 5, assuming they keep that pick.
Yeah.
Because I want a shooter. I know you got a lot of shooters on your top 5, top 10 list. I need this team to learn how to shoot. I need them. I need shooters, man.
That's why the guy that we're going to talk about today is as high as he is on the list. And the second player we're going to talk about today, it's why he's not higher on this list. So we're going to talk about Reed Sheppard, who is number 3 on my top 10 big board, as well as Stephen Castle, who is number 7 on the big board as well. So I can't wait to break this thing down because we posed a question yesterday to Rod Beard, and we pondered as well. Like, how would Cade look, or does Cade need a point guard or a creator next to him, that allows him to play a lot more off ball as well? And I like where the conversation goes. I still like when Cade Cunningham's usage is up because I love his playmaking ability, and it's elite. You don't really want to take that out of his hands too much, but there are times where I do feel like he needs a true secondary ball handler, something that we thought and that I know a lot of people still believe that Jaden Ivey can be for Cade Cunningham. Be a secondary creator, playmaker, scorer, and ball handler. Yeah. But this is something that I know Reed Sheppard did very well for Kentucky. And
before Oakland University beat them.
Yeah, before Oakland. Okay. Before the legend Jack Gohlke showed him how it was really done.
Right.
Shoot.
But this guy, when you're talking about elite traits, for things that the Detroit Pistons need right now, hot hand. This is one of those watch the shooter, straight shooter. Mm-hmm. As straight a shooter as that dude Justin is, man. You're talking about 50%, over 50% from behind the arc on 4.5 attempts per game. That's insane. 70% true shooting, 50% on catch and shoot, 50% on dribble pull-ups from 2 and 3.
I like that.
That's amazing. He's efficient in the pick and roll. He has some things he has to clean up if you're talking about being potentially a point guard because he is 6'3". And this is the difference between he and Dalton Knecht. Dalton Knecht is 6'6" and can play the wing, can defend a few more positions. But I do sometimes I wonder about this elite aspect of Reed Sheppard to just hit the 3. Can he be one of those guys that you can count on to get you about 4 to 5 threes per game, and volume threes. But the other question is that all that he is? I like him as a playmaker, but sometimes he can be shut down as a ball handler and as a playmaker. I like him as a ball handler as well, but how much can he get into his own offense? Right. Sometimes that's something that can slow down. And at the next level, when you're talking about the better type of athletes in which you're playing against college, and like more savvy, more kind of tips and tricks of the trade to be able to counter what you do best. Those are the times when I'm wondering, who is Reed Sheppard going to be then? Is he still that guy that can get you maybe at the NBA level 40, 30, 39, 40, 42, 43% from beyond the arc? Is he still that guy that in catch and shoot and dribble handoff, pick and roll actions, pick and pops, is he that guy that's still going to knock down 45 to 50% of his shots as well? But if those things translate, this guy can be one of the most deadly offensive players that the Detroit Pistons have had as it relates to help next to Cade Cunningham.
I like this. I see these highlights. I like these jumpers.
Yeah.
Can he play defense? You're talking about some of the flaws, or at least some of the areas to exploit offensively. And as you were talking, I was like, man, this sounds a lot like Parker Meadows. Like, he's got elite traits that play in AAA, but at the major league level, when they make adjustments to him, how good can he be? Can Reed Sheppard be effective at the NBA level on offense?
As a man-to-man lockdown, versatile defender, that's not what he's going to be. 6'3", probably has some weight and some strength to put on there as well. But 6'3", not that wide of a wingspan. It's a person who, if you're talking about point guards and shooting guards that are about the same height, 6'3" to 6'5", yes, he can be an effective defender. He has the instinct and he has the motor, but he does have to improve his defensive technique to make sure that at the next level, he's a player that's not getting blown by on the defensive end. That is a real factor that you got to consider when you're talking about drafting a Reed Sheppard.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say it. Do you get Luke Kennard vibes at all from him?
God,
It's not a race thing.
No,
the reason why I don't.
that.
The reason why I don't, and I'm gonna let Justin speak on that, is just because this guy is elite at shooting the ball, no matter where he's shooting it from. He's even 60% at the rim. That's something that not even like I don't even believe. I gotta go back and double check Jaden Ivey's numbers at the rim, but that's something that I believe might be better than a Jaden Ivey. And this is a 6'3" guy who has some sneaky athleticism as well, and he uses he gets 4.5 rebounds, 4.5 assists. He's a very, very kind of well-rounded guy who also gets out into the passing lane and such. So I just triggered. I like him. I like him a lot more than a Luke Kennard type of player. But Justin, what up, though, man?
Well, first of all, Luke Kennard spent 2 years in college, where Reed Sheppard was a freshman this year, and I think that makes a difference in terms of his development, and it makes him on a higher linear path that brings him at a higher ceiling for me. I also believe Luke Kennard was a little more stiff.
Yeah.
He couldn't move as well. Reed Sheppard has shown some athleticism, some explosiveness. He can get to the rim. He can throw it down. He can shoot the lights out, too. I honestly argue he's a better shooter than Luke Kennard was in college. He was.
Is he more Devin Booker than Luke Kennard?
Luke Kennard never had a season over 50% three-point shooting, and obviously Reed Sheppard did. So I see the comparison, but I think it's not a good one. I think that Reed Sheppard is a much higher level prospect than Luke Kennard was.
Yeah, that's very, very well said. Very well said. But to answer your point with defense, it's just he has to kind of have this prowess to get better. At the next level, Reed Sheppard is not a guy who can just kind of slip into kind of mediocre obscurity. He's a guy that's going to have to continue to put forth ultimate effort to say, I can be elite at this, but I'm also making sure I'm not letting down my team and the other areas that it ultimately matters. Obviously, you're going to have guys that play a role, but defense is something that you need all 5 players to give maximum effort on, and that's what I'm hoping that Reed Sheppard understands as he's making this transition from college to the NBA. He's, like I said, he shows the instinct. He shows the motor. He has some really good defensive tape out there, but as a man-to-man defender, you want him to be just a little bit better, thinking about the fact that he's going to be defending some pretty talented players in this NBA. Yeah. Even secondarily, like if you're not facing a John Morant, we talk about in the show, you're facing Desmond Bain.
Yeah.
You know, so it's something that when you're talking about drafting a guy like this, you got to talk about that question on defense as well as a guy like this. What does that do with a Jaden Ivey? Or what does that do with the Reed Sheppard? Is this a guy that if you're trading back to draft him or if you're picking him at 5, are you bringing him off the bench to kind of just be that instant offense type of player? Where defense, you can hide a little bit better.
Yeah. You put him and Sasser in the backcourt in the second unit. Let Sasser cover that again, 6'3". I know there's a lot of pieces that need to fall in place, a lot of things that need to fit. And maybe a defensive mind. Nah. I want an offensive-minded head coach, but this team needs to improve on defense so much. There's so much before this draft happens in a week. By the way, real quick, that video, the highlight, shout out to MCFXZ on X, I'm assuming, on Twitter, for those highlights.
Yeah, thank you for that as well, JB, cooking that up. And you know what? Our second prospect, number 7 in the top 10 of this mock draft is Stephen Castle. Point guard, shooting guard out of UConn, 6'6", 215 pounds, 11 points per game, about 5 rebounds a game, and about 3 assists per game. 47, almost 48% field goal percentage, and this is the question mark here: 26.7% from 3, and that was on 2.2 attempts per game as well. And so for me, but I like him. He has so much that he brings to the table.
He really does.
That I do like, man. That's
I saw that, brother.
That's the difficult part.
Okay, he can't shoot. Are we talking about Ausar Thompson? Or are we talking Stephon Castle?
Well, that's why, look, JB, I told you, talk to me, bro. Because the other day when we revealed the list, you said this was your guy. I said, you know what? We're going to let JB break it down. And I know Justin got some things to say, too.
Yeah, this is my guy, but this does come with a little bit of caveat as well, too. Like, if you're choosing to pick Stephen Castle, just know that, hey, this is a shooting project that you're just going to have to work on as well, too. And whether you want to take him that high, you might want to start considering, looking at other trade places for Jaden Ivey as well, too, to probably get you back into that first round to draft someone else as well, too. But for me, Stephen Castle, I like him not just for the shooting, but defensively all around. He can rebound. He's an attack defender as well too. He still finishes at the rim as well sometimes, but I think it's the 3-point shooting that he's definitely going to have to work on. As you said, it's 26.7. It's not that great, and I do feel like it's something that he can learn and work on more as he develops in the NBA. But overall, I mean, he's the perfect person you want for a guard. As much as the Pistons were bleeding points away this past season, he could stop that. He could at least put a pause in what's been going on as of lately. But once again, it's the shooting that he needs to improve on so much more.
Yeah. What about you, Justin? Stephen Castle.
So Stephen Castle, and I'm not even going to talk about the player because these UConn teams, I compare them to the Villanova teams that you saw produce so many high-level NBA players. It's the coaching style. It's who the coach is. That it's pedigree. That all matters to me. And so I feel like in the next couple of years, you're going to see these UConn players as they start to come out from these championship teams. They're going to start being on that level. And they might, you saw with those Villanova teams, it took them a while to kind of get their footing in the league. And that might be the case for Stephen Castle as he figures out his shooting game. But at the end of the day, he comes from that level of pedigree and that high level of a coach. And he was a freshman this year and still put up those numbers on a loaded championship level team that he was not even remotely close to the number one option. So I think I do like Stephen Castle, and I trust the pedigree if we were to pick him from where that UConn university.
Yeah, and the shooting, you obviously that is a concern if you're talking about this play, and it obviously it shows you because if this guy had a 3-point percentage that was just 33, 35, 36%, this is a guy that then you're seriously talking about can rival a guy like a Reed Shepherd and even a Dalton Knecht to be kind of the number one guard on this list. Right now, I got Reed Shepherd there. It might change with Dalton Knecht just because I feel like as I'm continuing to go through this thing and break this thing down, the defense, the versatility he brings, his secondary kind of playmaking that's already there, but obviously he's 23. That's what I think fits best. I feel like if you're going to make a pick in this draft, Dalton kind of fits a couple of these check boxes, including the age. You get to speed this thing up just a little bit more with a player like that. But, yeah, Stephen Castle and Reed Shepherd today.
Last question on this before we start talking. Before Justin takes us for a drive.
Yeah.
Chase Amley says, I have more faith in Stephen Castle developing offensively over Asar. Do you know enough about Stephen? Like, how do you feel about that statement?
Yeah, his offensive game looks really, really natural. It's just he can't hit the three. That's the thing. It's the same thing with like Modest Buzelis. These are players who you're looking at their game, you're like, yo, they look really good. They got all of the motion. They got all of the wave. For some reason, they're just not hitting it completely home from behind the arc. They look like they're people that might be able to fix that at the next level, and you're hoping that next level development, next level strength, next level work, next level, listen, you're just completely dedicated to just basketball. I'm hoping that with some of these top prospects, he can fix some of that stuff.
Yeah.
But I do believe he has enough that if he winds up being a pick, that you trade back for to say, we can bring him here to potentially help us off the bench and be a depth piece. I do like what he brings to the table. Yeah. He has some versatility. He brings some speed. He brings just an element that I do believe we do kind of have an element of that with Marcus Sasser, but you're talking about a guy who has a lot better measurables. You're talking about a 6'6" player, 215 pounds.
I like it. Fred Vinson, he's on the staff still. Monty's gone. Fred Vinson is not. So I got someone to help develop that shots. Kool-Aid, before we start talking to Justin here,
yes,
our
sir.
chauffeur for the day, can you tell me about all the shows coming up on Woodward Sports?
I will, man. I love it. And ultimately, we love when you guys support the Wake Up Woodward show and the whole entire Woo crew. 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. We appreciate you guys greatly for that. And after us, I'm hoping you're staying tapped in with all of Woodward Sports. Starting with Big The Energy from 11 to 1, featuring 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty, alongside his co-host, the Golden Voice, Neil Rule. After that, you got Armani and Edwards with Maz. That's perfect segue. From 2 to 4, you got the lovable radio legend Tom Mazaway with University of Michigan legend and former NFL wide receiver Brandon Edwards and Detroit Media King Fox 2, Ryan Armani. After that, you got the Woodward Heavyweights from 5 to 7. Shout out to the big fellas, man. You got Speak Easy, baby, and Spin Mo Rats with their elite booth as well. Shout out to Chris Platty and Nick Koloff. They're bringing you the biggest interviews, the biggest breakdowns, the biggest laughs. Stay tapped in with the Woodward heavyweights and all of Woodward Sports. Thank you guys for making us your #1 digital sports outlet. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Hey.
What's up, everybody? Neil Rule, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, home of the Planet Fitness Studios. Let me tell you a little personal story about myself with Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness helped me change my life, and it can do the same for you. The best gym in the gym game. The clean facilities, tons of cardio equipment, tons of weights as well. And look, through all the price increases, inflation, all that, hasn't happened at Planet Fitness. Still $1 down, $10 per month, $24.99 a month for the Black Card as well. It's Planet Fitness, everybody, where your fitness is essential.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Drive into summer and drive into savings during Feldman Chevrolet's biggest Memorial Day sale ever. We're stocked with new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs, all priced to move. Like this 2024 Silverado for only $217 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $199 a month. Find your freedom in a Feldman at the Memorial Day sale going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward heavyweights on Woodward Sports. Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
You dealing with divorce, child custody, visitation, or other serious family law issues, Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law in Birmingham will have your back. They got over 10 years of experience, and they're available to you, their client, 24/7. That's impressive. Just scan the QR code above my head on the screen or call 248-971-0476. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you, and KDK will pay your filing fee. Let's go. KDK Law, they've got your back.
Let's go. Hey, what up, though, people? Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. We appreciate you guys for kicking off the day with the Woo Crew. Go on ahead and smash that like button. We continue with our Pistons coverage. ADiz411 says, I will trade Ivy in the 5th to the Hawks for Trae Young. And I think that, you know what, that's one way to go about it. And I know that Justin has prepared a couple other Woodward avenues that the Detroit Pistons can go about it as well, huh?
Yes, sir. So are we ready for that?
Justin, I'm ready for you, man.
We're ready.
All right. So let me preface this and by saying there are 4 different avenues as you drive down Woodward. You're going to go into each subdivision, and you're going to take out one player with you. And the goal is that these 4 players will make you at least a play-in team next year with these 4 moves. And so that's where my thought process was with it. So, and honestly, it's whatever way you do it, because there's a bunch of options on here. So let's start off. Avenue 1, we're driving down Woodward. Okay. We take them right, and we surround Cade with a guard who can shoot. And your options there are Malik Monk, Gary Trent Jr., Emmanuel Quickly, Klay Thompson, or Tyrese Maxey.
Maxey, if we can get him.
Yeah.
Tyrese Maxey, if you can get him.
Yeah.
Up to that point, I was saying, you know
what?
what?
See how you doing that.
Klay Thompson, he was a lot better than I believe a lot of people give him credit for. And I do think he's somebody that the Pistons should, if you're seriously considering bringing in shooters, you got to think about one of the best that's ever done it, Klay Thompson. You got to consider it. But if you can get a Tyrese Maxey, definitely you go Tyrese Maxey. Definitely.
So that's a little unrealistic, obviously. But I was told by Kool-Aid that there is a possibility with how Philly is dealing with their books. So, but other than that, because that's the unrealistic option, it is a clear favorite of the rest. What would be your favorite other than that one?
Ooh, I do like Emmanuel Quickly, man, and Gary Trent. But I like Emmanuel Quickly.
Quickly?
That's a very interesting option to me.
Yeah, I would love to see that. Very good 3-point shooter.
Malik Monk did play for James Borrego in Charlotte.
That is true.
Oh,
Miles Bridges.
Get in your bag.
But I did see, the graphic going around of the head-to-head comparison between Malik Monk and Jaden Ivey, and it just feels like we're getting the same type of player, just a little bit more experience, and better defense. Yeah. So it's a matter of really the defense. If you're bringing a Malik Monk, is he a guy that's coming off the bench, or is this a guy that you believe is here and Jaden Ivey is not here? Just something to think about.
Yeah.
But he is an interesting person, free agent target. Very interesting.
Well, we're going to hop back on Woodward.
All right.
And now we're going to take a left.
Okay.
and we're gonna bring a star wing in here.
Hey, finally.
Let's go.
And
Now we talking.
if you're making a trade for him, because a few of these are free agents, but a couple of them you might have to trade for.
Okay.
The trade would be Ivy, the 5th pick, 2026 first rounder,
Okay.
and Fournier.
Let's say it one more time.
It would have to be a 2027 first rounder. What? Wait, 2026? Yeah, 2026. In 2 years from now?
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah,
Yep.
dope.
Yep. And
I want to trade all that.
yeah. And so your options are Brandon Ingram, Zach LaVine, OG Anunoby, Miles Bridges, or Tobias Harris.
It's between Ingram and Anunoby for me.
Yeah.
No more Harris.
No more
Yeah,
Harris.
please,
No more
get him
Harris.
off the list.
No more. Boot 'em retreads, right?
Right. Boot 'em retreads.
That's it. It's probably between Anunoby and Brandon Ingram. And there was a time during the season where we discussed both of those guys as options leading up to the trade deadline. And OG Anunoby was one of those guys I thought kind of age and fit. Both of them have some injury concerns, but I thought OG Anunoby might be the better option if you're talking about who to give a lot of money to going forward. Because Brandon Ingram he's still getting paid, and he's going to want more money to come. I like OG Anunoby right now, I think is a better value than Brandon Ingram long-term financially.
Ingram wants 52 mil a year. The rumors are I think OG's, around 35 a year.
Right.
Which is still a lot of money.
And
but
the Knicks won't even meet that, so.
No.
Yeah.
That's a lot. OG, he doesn't
He's
play,
probably the most realistic.
His injury concerns.
35 is a
But I
nice
like
value
Brandon
for
Ingram.
OG, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
It's a financial value. I mean, because Brandon Ingram, he's going to bring instantly that guy that you need next to Cade Cunningham.
Yeah.
That kind of prototypical player that we're saying needs to start next to Cade. That's what he brings to this lineup instantly. But financially, I just feel like OG might be a guy who fits a little bit better.
And if you get OG, you could still trade Ivy for some more pieces if that's something that you're into.
That is factual.
That's true. That is true. That's a good one, man. That's a good one.
Let's hop back on Woodward.
Let's rock, man.
We'll drive down another mile, take another right,
All right.
and we're going to improve the defense in the front court. And you do that by bringing in either Claxton, Herrenstein, or Andre Drummond.
Isaiah Hartenstein. Okay.
All right, no
Who
Drummond.
was your last one?
Andre Drummond?
No.
I don't mind Andre Drummond as a backup option.
Yeah.
He is a viable backup option. But the guy that I've been talking about for a very long time on this show, on other shows, on podcasts, in articles, in just courtside reviews, it's Nick Claxton. And the Detroit Pistons, there's now been repeated now. More confirmation, more sources stating that the Detroit Pistons are interested in Nick Claxton. The offer could be as much as $25 million a year. If you go that route, what happens with the Jalen Duren? This is something I've been pondering since December. It's interesting to see these types of things percolate at this point for the Detroit Pistons now.
Are they on the? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was about to say, if you were to get him and OG Anunoby, that's essentially your offseason, right?
Ooh, man, and that's defense right there.
Yeah.
You talk about upgrading your overall team defense in that front court. Yeah, and you know what? The reason why it's not necessarily their complete offseason is because you still have, obviously you're going to have to use some of these young pieces to trade away. But trading them away as well, get some of their salary off the books. And you still have some of your exceptions as well.
Okay.
Like the mid-level exception, your veterans exception, there's a couple other things they can do. So they will be able to fill out their team appropriately. But if you're getting two players like that for Cade Cunningham, and you're still keeping some of your young pieces that you're going to depend on for the future, that should be enough to take this team to the next level. Definitely.
Might I ask, is that too much defense? Like, we're talking about a lineup that you can't have a lineup with OG, Jalen Duren, and Nick Claxton, can you?
No,
Like
that's why I said if you bring in a Nick Claxton, you're talking about who you're going with, Nick Claxton or Jalen Duren long term. Because Duren is going to be due for a contract extension starting next offseason. You got 2 years to kind of sit on that, but he's due for one next year, and he's one of the most promising young bigs in this league.
He's a first-round pick. Yep.
Yeah,
It's gonna be pricey.
Yep, and we don't know what he can develop into. I would like to believe, and I hope that Jalen Duren can develop into the type of defensive player that we see with Nick Claxton, but you don't know. And for right now, in this juncture, you got to ask yourself, and this is what all these decisions are going to come down to, are you waiting on your young players to develop, or are you trying to go and get guys right now that have proven it, even if it's a little bit of an overpay? And that is a guy like Nick Claxton, whose defensive efficiency is 5 points better than Jalen Duren's, and he is getting you those stops, steals, and blocks that Jalen Duren is not necessarily getting you right now. He also has an instinct, an ability to kind of roam and protect that paint and to protect the rim. That's something that we have desperately needed. Teams have known that we have not had that down there, and they've been just waltzing down the middle of the lane and finishing at the paint at just really an embarrassing efficiency level for the Pistons. So that's something that is definitely in my mind. I've continued to ponder it as much as I like, and I love Jalen Duren as a prospect and as a player, and for what he's shown, because you don't get young double-double machines that kind of have the promise of versatility that he brings to the table. But Nick Claxton is also nothing to kind of sneeze at. So, hey, I like Nick Claxton, man.
And Connor Bryce says, bring in role players to come in as 5th, 6th, 7th players build around Cade. And it's funny you say that, because Avenue 4, as we hop back on Woodward, is add vets to help carry the load.
All right.
And I have some...
I like talking role players with Sam Flannel on vacation. It's a perfect time.
Yeah. Because he about to come back with a vengeance.
So, my first name, as one of my favorites on this list, Tyus Jones, Pat Bev, KCP, Bruce Brown, Malik Beasley, and Spencer Dinwiddie.
Man, there's some retreads on that list.
Yeah, man.
Wow. I don't know what more of an indictment that is, but
I like Tyus Jones.
Pat Bev.
I'm a fan of Tyus Jones.
Tyus Jones.
Because he can play a lot of different... He can be a very solid, reliable backup point guard.
Mm-hmm.
He can step in and play the point. He can start if you need him to. Injury or for whatever reason, maybe a transition year. I don't mind Tyus Jones. He's a vet. 8 years in the league, 9 years.
Yeah.
Duke. He's from Duke, right? Yeah.
Yep.
You got that Duke, Trajan Langdon.
He was on that Tatum team.
Yeah.
Then there's Malik Beasley, and Bruce Brown is one retread I would not mind for the right price.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't. That guy kind of went and showed that despite kind of his inability to do some things we thought would have made him a player that we would have retained, he still found a way to be super effective, man. Defensively, just a juggernaut. He was one of those guys who he allowed his defense to really turn into transition offense more times than not. And that's what you want for your back, especially if you're considering like a backup guard coming off the bench to just kind of wreak havoc defensively and to be able to put yourself in position to kind of run the floor with this guy in transition. And you know that he cuts all the time with that offense. So he's just kind of this ball of energy on both ends of the floor, and he's bringing you elite level defense. And that's what I like, man. If you can add players that have elite level traits of some sort as it relates to playing, like you can shoot 95% from the free throw line, but that's not within the playing,
right,
within the half court offense or the transition. You can bring me something that's elite during the half court offense or transition, I'm there with you. I like Bruce Brown, man. That would be dope.
Well, so the goal of this was obviously to create a path to the play-in tournament, which is a very small goal, but a goal that seems should be attainable this year with these additions. So it seems like Kool-Aid,
yes, sir,
your additions to make this team a play-in team would be Emmanuel Quickley, OG Anunoby, Claxton, and who was and Bruce Brown.
Bruce Brown, yeah.
So that would be great, but unfortunately the cap is not going to allow you to do that.
That's what I was thinking.
So two of the three of the first three guys, Emmanuel Quickley, OG Anunoby, and Claxton, that actually fits in your cap.
Man,
that's not bad.
And I'm still sitting here deliberating between OG and Brandon Ingram. Like, if you want a little bit more offense in that, then you got to lean Brandon Ingram.
Yeah.
And so I'm still thinking about that, man. It's man, I think either way you go with that trio, that's a pretty good trio for the Detroit Pistons moving forward next season.
Yeah.
And all you're losing effectively is what? You said Jaden Ivey, a couple first rounds, Evan Fournier, and who else?
Ivy.
And Ivy, and that's it?
Ivy, 2 first rounders, and Fournier.
That would be a haul. That would be a really good offseason for the Detroit Pistons. It definitely would. Give them a good opportunity to be in that play-in. You got any thoughts on it, KG?
Nah, I agree with your list. The only person that I may differ on, I like Gary Trent a lot. I like that he's a 3-and-D, almost pseudo wing. I feel like he would fit perfect in this system, but everybody else you named would be great additions, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously these are all hypotheticals. I'm hoping that Trajan Langdon, as he's coming in here with the different rumors that the Detroit Pistons and different sources that are out there saying the Detroit Pistons are looking at players like like a Malik Monk. These are the reason why we're talking about these names.
Yeah.
These aren't names that are just free agents. These are names that we know that the Detroit Pistons have also been linked to as well. From Nick Claxton to your Malik Monks to your Brandon Ingrams and down the line. OG Anunoby, they've been linked to him for the better part of a year and a half. So these are names that they like. Hopefully they're names that Trajan Langdon and Cole can kind of have a lead on and find a way to get us two of those top line guys and then get us one of those kind of depth pieces, those versatile pieces that come off the bench like a Bruce Brown, like a Gary Trent, or someone like that. So I like this, man.
Thank you. And what everyone needs to understand is you can't be the Tigers, and you can't minimally add just to try to supplement the young talent. You need to bring in talent that rises your young talent, and you bring in the plethora of talent to make sure that you're not relying on young players to take the next step. You hope they do, and they probably will if they don't have to take the load. Pause.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo!
And that's the key. That's the key, bringing in vets to secure your rookies in position, your rookies and your young players in order to be successful.
Because how much better an environment for development when you don't have all that pressure and all that stress on you, and you can just enter the game knowing that your strengths are what the team is looking for because the rest of the squad has your back. They know that you're young. They know that you're a rookie. They're looking to help you kind of quickly improve and quickly kind of turn away from some mistakes that you might make on the court and things. You'll see them. They'll pull them aside. They'll talk to them. In practices, they're definitely making sure to work with those players in individual workouts after you kind of do your team drills and such. So, yeah, the right type of vets, the ones that can come in here, do it on the court, hold their own in practice as well. It's a great suggestion, man.
Thank you.
That dude, Justin.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like
great.
that. Gets our mind headed down the path. We got the draft coming up next week. Free agency is going to get it's going to heat up. It's going to heat up. So just to paint that picture for us, I appreciate you putting that together, Justin.
Good job, bro. That dude, Justin.
And I saw a lot of hot air comments in the chat. And just to let you all know, there was multiple rumors of all these names. There's I looked at how they fit in the cap. Like it's not just hot air. Like these are actually like, and like I wasn't saying that we're gonna go after like LeBron or some shit that's like completely unrealistic. Like these are realistic options that you probably will have to slightly overpay for, but they are options.
Yep, and you go into this offseason knowing we're gonna have to overpay, but you have so much money, the ability to go and sign a couple of these high-level players, as well as some help utilizing the rest of your cap space, as well as your exceptions. You can field a roster next year. And that can my modest expectation is, hey, let's get this team back to playing level within a couple years.
I gotta play
at the very least.
I gotta play a level team for you.
Oh,
and before we knew Justin was doing this, yesterday when you and Rod were talking,
yes, sir,
in the chat, it was talking with Mint Mate actually a lot about some different options, and I went home and I started to put together. This is a rough draft of first, but it's a rough draft of a blueprint for this Pistons offseason just to reshape this roster. So I'm not trying to step on your toes. We actually have a lot of similarities. JB, could you throw this graphic up? I want you guys to let me know what you think about this offseason. Right here, we got signings. We got going to get OG Anunoby for 4 years, $136 million. That's $34 million a year. Nick Claxton, 4 year for $90. That's $22.5 million a year.
All right.
Then you're trading for Darius Garland.
Ooh.
Ivy and a 5th pick. You're getting rid of some cap space. I needed a center on the bench, so I went and got Dwight Powell. He's got a cheap contract for, should say Troy Brown. Yeah. Not Bruce Brown, Troy Brown. Evan Fournier also clearing up some cap space. Ship him to New Orleans for Jose Alvarado. Just to get a quick guard back on the bench. We got future draft picks from OKC for Isaiah Stewart. That's a big cap relief. It's like, what's he, 15, 16, 17 mil?
Yeah.
And then look at this roster over there to the right. And I put Jalen Duren on the bench. Let me know how you would formulate this, but what do you think of this little roster?
You got to worry about Jalen Duren the next season. If you're going to have Nick Claxton on the team and Jalen Duren on the bench, you probably want to try and trade Jalen Duren as well to get outside of that contract. Or you're running for a year knowing that you got him under control for a couple seasons and see how it works out.
That's
so
what I
you
would
do give
do.
yourself some options, but you just got to worry about how that plays itself out down the road.
Fair. And that actually, the one thing, when I said it's a rough draft, one thing not factored into this yet is Cade's max extension. And that could mean, like, all of this being done, including Simone Fontecchio being re-signed, you still are under cap. Like, they're saying this doesn't work.
It would be a good
actually
offseason.
works.
Yeah.
This actually works.
Yeah.
So maybe Duran is that contract that you have to move. Temporary. This was a rough draft. So I want Darius Garland on the team. He is expensive, though.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Nick Claxton and OG Anunoby up there. Those are the two of the players, Brandon Ingram, that I've been talking about. Like, look, let's get these guys. Do whatever you got to do. Throw these guys the bag. They're those types of guys that you go out there and you get the complete bag to. If you whiff on these guys, then you're left with the likes of people like Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, who I do believe are a significant step down from some of these high-level guys. And where you get into trouble with the Zach LaVines and the DeMar DeRozans is you're going to have to definitely overpay them.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw King, I think Yehuda in the chat, it's not that Detroit is a bad spot that you have to overpay. It's that the Detroit Pistons right now are in a bad spot that you would have to overpay. You're asking somebody to come here and give up team success for right now, for maybe a year or two, to believe in something that may not come to fruition. What proof do they have that the Detroit Pistons are going to do anything to move this thing positively forward, especially after you bring in a guy like a Troy Weaver and it falls flat on his face? And before that, you got a guy like SVG and Bowers, who manned the president of basketball operations, GM, and coach here, and it fell flat on his face as well. So the overpays would come from a standpoint of you're not a destination as it relates to being a winning team right now. But it's a good job, man. That would be a really good offseason. Like you said, the Cade extension, I believe that it factors into next year, so we would have to see how that money factors in, I believe, next season. That would be a great offseason.
I dig it.
A great one.
I dig it. All right, well, let's take a break here, Kool-Aid. I'm going to have you tell them about Lady Jane's. But chat, during our break, you want to play Wake and Rake?
Let's do it.
You want to talk Tigers? I'm assuming I know what
Wake
you guys
and
want
rank,
to do.
please.
Yeah, please.
Please. please.
Wake and rank.
Ain't nothing to talk about.
Book it. I do have one in there that includes the Tigers, so it'll be a little bit of a crossover. Wake and Rake when we come back. It's Heavy Lions. Kool-Aid, Justin, everybody, thanks for sharing the NBA knowledge, the Pistons knowledge. I'm excited. Hey, next Wednesday, NBA draft, baby. NBA draft. Kool-Aid, tell us about Lady Jane's.
Hey, I will, man. Awesome is when a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut. That is Lady Jane's Haircuts for men. Stop in, sit back and relax. And one of Lady Jane's talented hairstylists make you look and feel great. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. That is Lady Jane's, and it is wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
Yo, let me just say, I love Planet Fitness.
Trying out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Listen, the PF Black Card is worth every penny for this hydro massage. I'm a new man.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
All the benefits, all for less. Planet Fitness, big fitness energy for all.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians, they take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. It's 24/7 professional monitoring, so you can call us anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone with you as long as needed, because it is technology that's backed by people, and your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people have been proven to care. All you got to do is call this number right here, 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Stay out.
Once again, that number is 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Stay out.
And
Stay
what
out,
up, though?
Cats. Don't be throwing that hate on my name. I didn't even bring up that Trey Young trade. Cats, get out of here.
What up, though, people?
That's a dope take.
Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. It's a spicy show. It's an energetic show.
That's a bad take.
It's funny show. It's a packed show. And chat family, you guys are on one as well. As always, I need you guys to go ahead and satisfy that like button. Look at JBSMOOOOOV, right on cue. He got the tunes. Look what he do. And I need y'all, chat family, to smash that like button. And at the end of the night, we're gonna have done something. Hey.
Harry Mack over here.
Bars, man. Satisfy that like button. Let's rock.
Dang.
Man. I love music, man.
We need to finalize our reshaping of the Finish the Lyric segment to bring out the creativity of this group.
Let's do that.
We were talking about we got to do it. We got to do it. But actually, this first one we're going to show, 33rd team, I like. Not every list they put out is great. I like them. When we get to ESPN next, they certainly lack creativity. I don't know what they're thinking. But I want to start off at least slightly, not disrespectful to the Lions, but something to talk about here. This is the 33rd team. They put out a list, I believe it might have been Friday or Monday, top 10 NFL rosters. This was put together by Ian Valentino. And look at where the Lions are ranked here. 5th.
Okay.
I don't think 5th, just think about it. That doesn't seem disrespectful. Maybe a good spot, but we're looking above them, and there's the Chiefs and the Browns.
Why?
I don't know how I feel about that. I'm okay. Like, I think the Lions, I think I would put them ahead of San Francisco.
Yeah.
Eagles do have a stacked roster. To be determined if they're gonna show out this upcoming season.
Yeah.
So I would put the Lions at least at 3. Chiefs, they have Patrick Mahomes, but they're not the 4th best roster. And then if all the Jets are much better than them. The Ravens, I think,
what? In terms of roster,
nice.
The Jets?
Yeah.
The Chiefs roster's kind of shit.
I disagree. They still have they might have lost Snead, but still have one of the best secondaries in the league. They have a really good D-line. Yeah. Their offensive line is a top 5 offensive line.
No way.
They kept Mahomes clean last year. Yeah. He kept Mahomes clean all last year and throughout the playoffs. And they didn't lose a piece.
I think Justin right on this one.
They have Creed Humphrey.
The only thing they missing is receivers, man.
Yeah, and they picked up Xavier Worthy and Marquise Brown.
Yeah. They're about to lose Brandon Ayuk for that Detroit draft pick, right, Justin?
I think 2 of the worst offseason signings, Marquise Brown and the draft pick of Xavier Worthy. I don't understand that at all.
Understand what?
Them being good moves. They don't have any receivers.
What do you mean that's not a good move? Those are 2 guys that perfectly complement Patrick Mahomes. I don't know what you're talking about.
How do it perfectly complement Patrick Mahomes? They can't catch the ball. That's the same. You might as well
they said that about Hardman and they said that about Hardman. They said that about Kadarius Toney. They said that about MVS. But you know what he still did with those receivers? Won 2 Super Bowls. So
no, I'm saying the Patrick Mahomes effect is like Chiefs will be in the top 5 at the end of the season, but their roster. I don't think they have a good roster. They have Patrick Mahomes.
They have a good roster.
They have a good roster. They don't have a.
He had the best defense of his career last year, and the only person they lost off that was Snead. Yeah. And they will. I forget who they replaced him with, but they did not just come and bring in a scrub to replace him. Like, they are going to still be a elite defense next year, and they will. Which is why they're so dangerous. Is because when you give the best quarterback in the league, one of the best defenses in the league, it's a very tough combo to beat.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy about all of this though? It's like, even if we think that this list is wrong, I'm sitting up here still, though. Part of me is like, man, Detroit Lions at number 5.
I know, right?
Even if that's wrong, even
Yeah.
if they should be higher. Bro, like the kid in me, college me, who had absolutely no brownie points. Like, I had no arguments. I couldn't sit in anybody's NFL debate table or anything, bro. Basketball Pistons had me covered. Couldn't do nothing with the Lions. Seeing this, that version of me seeing this is just like, yo, look at my Lions, man. It just brings tears to my eyes. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
I think you just maybe swap the actually you put the Lions where KC is and move everybody up, take Cleveland Browns out.
Yeah, just take Cleveland out.
Because they on defense, they're great. Offensively, you got Deshaun Watson, who has been horrible the last few years. David Njoku. Do they still got Amari Cooper?
Yeah, as well. Amari Cooper, Nick Chubb,
Jerry Jeudy.
Oh yeah, with Nick Chubb, I forgot about Nick Chubb. Jerry Jeudy, we still
top 5 offensive line in the NFL.
Cooper actually might be getting traded too.
But the Lions have the best O-line.
That's true.
I would still,
What about the Jets?
I think the Jets are fine where they are.
Everyone's too horny about the Jets.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Justin.
We're talking roster, not.
You don't
is it
think
gonna
they're
all
sneaky
work?
good?
Is it gonna all work? To be determined. But their roster
on paper it looks good.
Yeah,
or the other Jets.
Yeah, on paper. It's all on paper. It's June.
On paper, they picked up her offensive lineman and Tyron Smith, and then they picked up a bunch of rookies to hopefully supplement their offensive line. Yeah, woo! I'm so excited.
Big Weenus energy.
I got a point. Got a point. Number 1 ranked defense, though.
Yeah.
I ain't disrespecting that defense. That defense is nasty.
Defensively,
they are set. They're arguably the best defense in the NFL. But
is Green Bay ranked too high?
No.
Nah.
Jordan Love is not your savior.
No, I think that's perfect for them.
I might put LA above.
I might move Miami down.
I don't know. I really like Miami.
Yeah, Miami.
They lost some key pieces this year on their D line. That has to go into this whole roster construction. They lost 2 critical D line pieces.
They did, but I love their moves in the offseason. Like they added
2 things can be true.
Yeah, 100%. Who they added? Chop Robinson. They added Bradley. No, Bradley Chubb was on there. They added some pieces, but this was.
I think Miami should maybe be above the Jets.
Not a horrible.
Nah, I wouldn't put them over the Jets.
I don't find this disrespectful to the Lions, but if you're grading the Lions' offense, just real quick, what would you guys give the Lions? Not grade their offense, grade their off-season. Their off-season moves, everything combined.
Better than a C.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get into that. Real quick.
Put them on
What
blast.
would you grade? I mean, I give it an A.
Yeah.
I really like the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, low key. Where's the Texans? Where's the Texans at?
Oh,
like what are we doing here? Where are the Texans at?
Big facts.
What would you guys grade them?
Yeah, I would give them based on we know they're trying to do an A based on what we thought or what some people thought they should do based on their needs and whatnot. Maybe a B+.
Okay.
That with the draft, I got to give it an A, man. At the very least, an A- at the least.
JB?
I gotta go with B+, especially after the draft and everything. You know, I know they want to improve, but I think B+ is extremely fair.
How about a C? From Seth Walder of ESPN. Seth Walder, ESPN Analytics. This is
his reasoning.
Wait. Did he do this before or after the Jake Bates news?
He did this a day ago.
Yeah.
He did this last
But
week.
his reasoning
So he
is
knew
hilarious.
Jake Bates was here?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, this list is a sham.
Biggest move, he said, the offseason, extending Jared Goff. Moves I like, signing guard Kevin Zeitler and re-signing guard Graham Glasgow. Move I dislike, the price they paid to extend Goff.
What?
Yeah, man.
Lord.
Oh, my goodness.
That's why we're getting a C?
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
And when he goes
gosh.
into detail is pretty much the reasons why he doesn't like golf as a at that price tag. Like, okay. Like
They're saying franchise tag in multiple years. What an idiot.
Yeah, like what?
That's completely unrealistic.
That's dumb.
I have no more energy for this. I have no more energy for this. Like this, you know,
First of all,
straight
you're
shooter Justin, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's just dumb, for lack of a better term.
Why would you franchise this guy? First of all, he's done too much for your franchise. Secondly, it will eat your cap up every year that you franchise tag him. Like, I don't understand. People got to get over this paying Goff this much money, man. He earned the money. He deserved the money. He was at market value, and he's going to be probably the 7th or 8th highest paid quarterback when this shit is all said and done.
But he doesn't do it the way some of the other strong arm
But he's not
quarterbacks
mobile.
do it. He's
Right.
not mobile though. It's like, but he's beating, bro.
He's
like,
winning.
He's winning games. Like
right.
As I said, I just have. It's almost like dejected energy. It's
Right.
like, what much more does the guy have to do? Is it the style that he does it?
Right.
It's not the production now. Like, what are we actually doing?
And
Also,
guess what, guy? Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
How do we get a C when we re-sign arguably the best offensive lineman in the NFL? We re-sign a top 7 wide receiver as well. No reference to either of those things. We have a great draft filling in position of need. We trade for Carlton Davis, not referenced. We bring in DJ Reader,
Not
a top 5 nose tackle. Like, what are we even talking about here? Like, this is actually ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, we made 4 other significant moves, but Jared Goff, oh, yeah. Like, I'm so done with it. Just respect the damn man. He's not even an 80 overall in Madden. Like, what are we doing, Madden?
Yeah.
That too.
He's not even 80 overall in Madden.
That dude Justin, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's not forget Ben Johnson's back. Aaron Glenn's back. They brought in Terrell Williams. They brought in Deshae Townsend. They brought in Jim O'Neal. Like, this team, I think their offense. Say whatever you want, Cat. I thought it was an A.
Cats, a reader's job is not to get sacks. It's to stop the run game. Have you ever watched football before?
Cats, that's a dumb take, Cats.
No.
Stop the run game. Take up a couple extra blockers.
That's a bad take, Cats.
Be able to give Aiden Hutchinson, just relieve a little bit of pressure. Whoever's rushing from his side of the line as well. It's like there's so much more that comes to the game because you can't complain about his sacks as well as Aiden Hutchinson. If he helps to free up an Aiden Hutchinson just that much more, then hey, listen, we're cooking with what was it? Fish grease. Like that just is what it is. Now I'm so dejected. I have no more spiked Kool-Aid energy for this type of conversation, bro.
Ditto. Well, I got a couple more for you when we come back. Kool-Aid, tell them about Swiss Insurance.
Hey, you know what? I will. I got energy for Swiss Insurance. Why? Because now more than ever, it is critical for you, for me, for all of us to have our insurance reviewed. Swiss Insurance to make sure your carrier is not slipping in any extra fees.
Take that.
Or raising
We done told you that we won't stop.
Call Mark at Swiss Insurance today. 313-530-1698. Word to my brother Flannel again. That number is 313-530-1698. Or visit them online, SwissINS.com, and let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Congratulations to the real Coach of the Year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody! Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza is taking over Michigan. They got locations popping up all over Detroit. They're doubling the number of restaurants this year. Known for their quality, hand-battered and hand-breaded chicken tenders, sandwiches, and New York-style pizza. Be sure to stop in and try it at a mega station near you or go to www.sorokis.com.
What up, though, people? Welcome back. We are in the middle of our Wake and Rank segment. I had to say that really slow so I didn't say it wrong.
Hold it down.
There's a plethora of ways that I messed this thing up, like wank and rank and wank and rake. Just too much stuff, man. Yeah. But what up, though, people? Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. Appreciate you guys for being here. Go ahead and hit that like button to support the Woo crew.
Woo.
I think we're going to jump right back into the segment, but shout out to the crew.
Yes, sir.
Flannel Sam, he is on vacation. He will be back with us next week. That dude, Justin, the 6 man's in the building. Shout out to the Elite Booth as well. Detroit's #1 draft pick in the sound booth. That is KG, aka Black Hollywood.
That's a dumb take.
Hey, we got Woodward Sports MVP. In the TD booth, that is JBSMOOOOOV. I hope that's a better
another
take.
dumb take.
And up here on the desk, it's your boy Broder and Kool-Aid. Let's jump right back into it, brother.
Let's do it. I'm gonna pick a good one that has one wrinkle to it that I don't like. Pro Football Network They put out a list. Their top 25 players in the NFL under 25.
Oh boy.
And number 1, they have Penei Sewell.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I love it.
This starts off great.
Starts off fantastic. Number 2, Sauce Gardner. Number 3, Jamar Chase. Number 4, Patrick Surtain. Number 5, Kyle Hamilton. Number 6, C.J. Stroud. Number 7, Trevor Lawrence. And here we go at number 8, Aiden Hutchinson. You like
Wait,
that?
did
Number
I just
9.
hear Trevor Lawrence above Aiden Hutchinson?
You sure did. And this
All
ain't
of
the
us
first list
kinda
to do
went-
it. This ain't the first list to do it.
I didn't know he was about to throw the forehand, but man, my
We-
face was in complete
We
like
literally
what?
did a list last month. They had the same shit. But yeah, that's crazy.
Amon-Ra St. Brown at number 9. I'm going to skip through a few. We got Brock Purdy. We
my
got Creed
God.
Humphrey, Will Anderson, Jalen Carter. Number 16, Sam Laporta. Just behind Jalen Carter, just behind Will Anderson.
He could be higher.
He could definitely be higher. I love Will Anderson, but he also missed some games last year.
All right. Number 17, Deron Bland. We got Bijan Robinson at 18. Devon Witherspoon.
Oh, and you're going to tell me that Jameer Gibbs is above him.
Yeah.
Oh, here we're getting there.
You knew that was coming.
So what was that again? Bijan at 18.
You
Remember
knew
that?
how this list was gonna go.
Maybe. Remember that Bijan at 18. A couple of Garrett Wilson at 21. That seems
Wait. This is 25 under 25?
25 under 25.
They're gonna do the unthinkable.
I'm going to actually read off the
They're gonna do the
last.
unthinkable.
You think so?
Off?
They're gonna get
Oh,
they're gonna do
Jameer's
the
not even
unthinkable.
on the list.
Dare I say
I
it's
haven't
worse.
seen this.
Oh, it's worse?
When you see...
He's going to be like an honorable mention or some bullshit.
Hold on.
Honorable mention.
Number 21, Garrett Wilson, wide receiver, New York Jets. Number 22, Derek Stingley Jr., cornerback, Houston Texans. Number 23, Tyler Smith, offensive lineman on the Dallas Cowboys. 24, Martin Emerson, cornerback of the Browns.
What?
Okay.
Oh,
Number
shit.
25, running back, Devon Achane, Miami Dolphins.
Justin's about to lose his shit.
I
over
swear.
Here.
I'm gonna go take a lap. I'll be right back.
Honorable mention: Brees Hall, Jameer Gibbs, Chris Olave, Tank
come on,
Dell,
bro. What?
Karloftis.
Ryan's reaction. Who?
Mm-hmm.
What?
So that was the. I don't mind. I mean, you could have the Aiden Hutchinson, Trevor Lawrence.
It's worse.
Yeah,
and it was worse
because you put another running back ahead. Like
that's wild.
Devon Achane, he's good. Don't get me wrong. He's fast as hell. He had a good rookie season. Missed 4 or 5 games.
He can be on the list, but Jameer has to be on the list.
Hunter Bryce has left the chat.
Brees Hall should be ahead of him.
Yeah.
So that's where I was like, all right, it's a fine list. Until I got to that point, it's like, oh, I saw Jameer Gibbs at honorable mention. I'm like, Bijan at 18, Jameer Gibbs honorable mention. I would prefer Jameer Gibbs, but if they're around each other, I'd be okay. But then I saw running back out of my number 2 backup running back out of Miami.
What are we missing between? I guess from a more national perspective, between Jameer Gibbs and Bijan Robinson. Like what is it that we might be missing?
Can
I see this happen a little bit, and I just don't understand it.
I need to tap in on the Achane thing first, and then I'll tell you what I think about that.
All right.
With the Achane thing, Achane is easily like the 4th option on that Dolphins team. Gibbs is our 2nd option when it comes to big plays. Achane is their 4th. That means there are less people and less players keying on him. He is so many opportunities and so many open running lanes because they're so worried about damn Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle that it doesn't even matter. And to go with your point about Bijan, that one just blows my mind. It really does.
Do you have Gibbs over Bijan?
Yes, 100%. I will say going into the draft I had Bijan, but from what I've seen like from Gibbs, like Gibbs seems so much more complete. Where Bijan seems more like a workhorse running back, Gibbs seems like he can give you more of an all-around Alvin Kamara type of vibe versus a Todd Gurley, Bijan Robinson type of vibe.
Yeah, I get that. I think it's more so just Gibbs wasn't the quote RB1. So I think nationally they just don't recognize that, as opposed to Bijan, who was running back 1, even though they didn't utilize him as properly as they should have. I think that's where maybe the national scope gets it wrong.
Look, man, my favorite Bijan Robinson play last year involved one Mr. Brian Branch.
Yeah.
Missing his helmet?
Yeah, he disconnected him from his soul, bro.
He did.
And I absolutely loved
factual.
it. And they flagged him, too. Like, it's so weak, man. They flagged Brian Branch on the play, but it was a clean hit.
I take that flag every time.
Every single time. It was funny, too. They asked him about that, too. They're like, why did you hit him like that? He said, I just wanted him to know I'm in the game. I just wanted him to know, like I like to hit.
I'm here, too.
Yeah.
Texas, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Brian Branch.
Yeah.
But the Jahmyr Gibbs slander, this is, like I said, man, bro, they have drained all the spice.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like, you just expect it now. It's almost to the point where you just say, okay, if y'all don't really think we hungry, wait till the season starts and you say we clean the plate. That's just straight up where we're at right now with the Detroit Lions. That's why I'm glad they got a guy like Dan Campbell, who behind the scenes, in the practices, in the locker room, doing training, is not going to let them slip. Exactly that. He's not going to let them slip. He's going to make sure when it's time to perform, these guys are ready. Why? Because he said it when they were trash. He said it when they were coming out of the Patricia and the Quinn Patriots way type of thing. He said it, then he called his shot, and every year they've gotten better. And they've done it the way that they said they would do it. Imagine what that instills in the rest of your players who now are probably hearing a little bit of this chatter, seeing a little bit of this news as well. To be able to go in and say, drown out the noise because this is who we are. Imagine how much more that matters from a coach that you've seen now call his shot the last 3 years and have his gentlemen ready to go to war.
Yeah. You know who else gets their players ready to play when needed? Dr. Pierce.
Dr. Pierce, man, let's go. Attention, sports fans. Don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday during Big D Energy and every Thursday during Armani and Edwards, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that DMAC trusts. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsAndSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at RandyWiseBuickGMC.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at WoodwardSports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Yo, let me just say, I love Planet Fitness. Trying out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Listen, the PF Black Card is worth every penny for this hydro massage. I'm a new man.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
All the benefits, all for less. Planet Fitness, big fitness energy for all.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
Drive into summer and drive into savings during Feldman Chevrolet's biggest Memorial Day sale ever. We're stocked with new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs, all priced to move. Like this 2024 Silverado for only $217 a month. Or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $199 a month. Find your freedom in a Feldman at the Memorial Day sale going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
What up, dog? People, welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. We appreciate you guys for choosing to kick off today with the Woo Crew. Hopefully nobody out there has lost power. If you have, hoping you get that power back soon. I know there's been some storms that's come through. I know on the way into work, KG ran into some, I ran into some. I'm sure you guys went up too. Lights that are just out in certain areas as well. So definitely hope everybody is safe. Go ahead and smash that like button. Satisfy it. Caress it whenever you get a moment. Hey, shout out to JBSMOOOOOV, man. He just cook up, yeah. Go on ahead and hit that like button.
Grind on that like button.
Let's go.
You say grind on that like button?
Yeah.
Hey, whatever gets the likes up.
I think it was Ryan's reaction earlier. He said he hits that like button from the back.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Face down.
Listen, as long as you're hitting it, man. As long as you're hitting it, let's do it. Hey, you know what? Speakeasy said that's so dope. How did you do that? Listen, JBSMOOOOOV be cooking. I'm telling you, this 5 plus the 6 man, we be in here trying to run, man.
Hey, shout out their new intern Caleb though. He be cooking too. I saw the graphics he made the other day.
Hey, shout out to Caleb, man. Let's rock. Everybody is kind of hitting the ground running, and that's what we love. We're trying to take Woodward Sports as big as we can take it, and it takes people like you, like Caleb, like Joel, like Chris, new sales guy who just got brought on board as well, and all the other.
And can't forget about Power Neck James, the GOAT.
Yeah. Hey,
he been killing
Brady,
it, man.
Yeah, you gotta shout out Brady, Noah, and Ryan, Travis, Kyle, some of the guys behind the scenes as well. Am I missing anybody? I hope I'm not. But shout out to everybody, man. A lot of good people here, hardworking people who want to see this thing get to the top, and they care about you, chat family. So thank you guys for the support. Let's get back into it, man. Wait. We gotta cook up, don't we?
We do.
Yeah.
We do gotta cook up.
Well, JB has to.
Yeah, you know, we can't starve the people anymore. They're hungry. Let's cook up, JB.
Let's do it.
And now it's time for the most electrifying segment on the internet. Bum, bum, bum. It's What's Trending with JB. Live on Wake Up Woodward.
Ladies and gentlemen, JB Smooth.
Let's rock.
Fellas, what's going on?
What up, though?
I got to start off this video segment with this one. Shout out to Shorty walking by the Birmingham
right,
over
big
there.
shout
Big shout out. I know KG seen that too.
Yeah.
But anyway, getting
These lines
distracted.
ain't that good, so I'll just say that.
Getting distracted over here. But anyway, Broder.
Oh boy.
Your buddy JJ Reddick, no, not JJ Reddick, but JJ McCarthy throughout the first pitch
What are you doing to me?
at the Minnesota Twins game, and it did not go
It's
well.
a versions of Go Blue and bad baseball.
Oh,
Oh, he's pissed too.
JJ,
He ran off the mound.
He ran after the ball.
I can only imagine how nervous he was. Like, he probably doesn't get nervous at all before football games anymore. But being a thrower and then going, like, everyone's expecting him to throw a strike.
Yeah.
To throw hard.
Mm-hmm.
And he throws it wild. Man, that would be the most nervous pitch I would ever throw if I ever got the chance to do that.
Brandon's dog is asking it. Why do people throw ducks at the first pitch?
It's hard to throw a baseball, man.
Jared Goff
Brother hit him with the sucks. It wouldn't be me, though.
Right.
I was about to say, like, people are lobbing it to just hopefully hit the mitt. But sometimes it's harder if you just, like, throw.
Yeah.
We got to do this, bro. We got to get this content. All of us throwing Major League Baseball length first pitches. We got to get this thing right.
I ain't lobbing it. I'm throwing it at least with a little bit of Chad.
Yeah.
You got it. Especially with that lettuce.
Bringing that fire, huh?
Not fire. I can't throw that hard. And we're not talking Broders, 80s. I'm throwing in the probably these days. I'm probably back in the 60s.
Yeah.
Well, somebody needs to help
I'm sitting
JJ
here like,
over
man,
here
I can
throw
get to the 35s,
and
40s.
get a lot better because that was just terrible. I don't even understand that at all. But
Man, JB McCarthy.
JJ McCarthy, unfortunately. Broder, I'm back to you again, man. Because I know you and me share a passion of ripping wax. So what would you do if this happened and you pulled all of these cards in one pack?
No.
A 2019 Luminaries with 30 autographs on it.
What?
This
Stop it.
includes Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Vlad Guerrero.
Damn.
It's got Reggie Jackson, Ricky Henderson,
Broder's
Randy
bricked.
Johnson,
Yeah,
Pedro
what?
Martinez.
The table's
Bryce
rising.
Trout. You
He got
wanna
all
keep
this in one
going?
pack?
A
All this in
2019
one
So this is actually
Luminaries
one special
with
card. It's
30
called a booklet. So it's got all these different players, the old and the new on it. I forget what he say, Panini.
Luminaries.
Luminaries. Or
Shout out to
Luminance.
Tops as well for that video.
Somehow they got, and those are all like, I would love that card, by the way.
Yeah.
Those are all on-card autographs. So you'll see a lot of cards out there that they send like a paper. They send stickers to players to sign the stickers, and then they put the sticker on the card. Those are actually on the card. Those are the more valuable autographs.
Gotcha.
When that card was in possession of all those guys. I don't know how they pulled it off.
That's
like
crazy.
that's the thing. I don't get how they make those happen. So not so often, but at all. Like to have a Reggie Jackson and a Vlad Guerrero Jr. both sign it.
Yeah.
But I would love to have one of those. 30 studs.
That is ridiculous. I don't even want to know how much that thing costs.
I thought we
really
were.
Don't.
I thought we were cooking when we got that Grant Hill rookie, and it wound up having his entire rookie lineup in there, which came with like Lindsey Hunter, Joe Dumars, cards, and Allen Houston and such. That's insane. That's a great find, JB.
That is an amazing find. You know what's not a good find though? And Broder, I hope you're not squeamish again, but you remember that guy who was, trying to do a push-up with a knife on a nail?
Oh, yes, I do.
Well, he's back at it again.
Don't do it.
He is.
Oh,
shit.
What?
Is that on a,
What is he doing?
is that on a nail?
Is he taking it off? Then is it just slipping off?
Oh, what?
And if that's not enough, my man is doing crazy stuff at Planet Fitness. Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out.
This looks difficult, but at least he's not.
He's holding it with his teeth now.
Oh, what?
He's trying to do a push-up with his thumb.
What's this thumb not break? Ah!
Dog. That's the one, man. Goodness. Woo. No,
bro, he ain't
can't do it.
He ain't getting no action outside of these videos,
can't
man.
do it.
Yeah, because if you got a girlfriend, you don't got time to do shit like this.
No, not at all.
He's getting no play outside of these fucking videos. Like, what?
And if you do, think about how worried you're. Like, yo, man, my man's sitting around doing this during his free time.
Right, and he's the weird guy at the gym, man. He's wearing a belt buckle and slacks to the gym with a shirt off. Like,
He's about to go Super Saiyan, bro.
Right, like, what the fuck are you doing? You black, bro. Come on,
wearing
man.
a belt buckle.
This is WPS committed by a brother, man.
Who was that?
This is
That
wild.
dude, Jalen, who was trying to go Super Saiyan, bro. It just reminds me of this type of energy, bro.
It's so funny that we're watching this stuff and they're having a heated debate about Will Levis in the chat right now.
Bird,
Will Levis? What?
Bird said he said he has ascended past the need for women.
No, for real.
That is ridiculous. And finally, I gotta play this video for you. Shout out to Dante151 for sending me this. The 9-year-old kid who hit back-to-back-to-back 900s. I'll say that again. Back-to-back-to-back 900s on a skateboard.
No way.
A kid?
No way.
Kid.
Stop it.
Keep
Young
in mind,
prodigy.
Tony Hawk almost died trying to do
Young
this trick
prodigy.
in 1999.
No, yeah.
1, 2,
Yo, make it look easy then.
3.
Make it look easy.
That's crazy.
To be young again.
They just start so young these days, like in sports like skateboard and snowboarding.
oh
like
my
it's actually
word.
wild.
So when you got your most agility, why not?
Oh yeah.
Dude, I love when
Shout
kids
out
like
to that
they
kid.
their
When they got the
mannerisms are like an adult.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly what. Maybe it's Tony Hawk, maybe it's Ryan Sheckler, Kareem Campbell. Like the finish at the end where he gets up and he looks like he's an adult.
Yeah.
You know, just the way he like acknowledges. You know, he's on his knees. I did it.
Yeah.
I think that's funny.
That's fly.
Let's do this one more
That's
time.
so dope.
I miss it. X Games used to be
That's so
big.
dope.
Yeah, back in the day.
Are they
more
st-
names.
Looks like they still.
They still do it.
They still
yeah.
do it, but
Would
Just
any
not
of
as
you
many
guys
names.
go to a skate park?
I've been on a
Rollerblade
skate
or
park before,
skateboard?
Yeah, I used to skateboard back when I was younger, but
Oh snap!
obviously not anymore. Trust me, the
Pretty
knees
nasty on
ain't
roller
how they used
skates.
to be.
Hey,
I mean,
I'm
it's from
pretty nasty
hockey,
on rollerblades.
but-
I
You
used to
used to kick
rollerblade
push?
hockey.
And coast.
Push.
Let's go. You know what? Maybe we got to hook up with Chauf too when we talk about getting some of this content together. I know he's up at, I think, Modern Skate that you can see off of 75.
Okay.
It's pretty dope stuff.
Who is this?
Chauf.
Oh,
we got
the
some of his
music,
in his
yeah.
system. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. He's a skater,
Hey,
man.
Chauf.
He's a skater.
Chauf Goff and
He tried to
Yeah,
get
I
me
knew
up
you were
there.
about to
I
say.
know,
You
right?
were trying to go with that.
That's a dumb take.
ha.
But that's it for what's trending, fellas. Let's get into some mailbag now.
Let's go.
JB,
Let's
that
go.
was
It's
epic.
a cooking what's trending with JB Smooth 401V. And now it is time for
Before
our
you
mailbag segment.
read the mailbag, will you just pull that up for me, please, JB, if you can?
Are
What
we
I sent
giving
you?
this guy FaceTime
Yes,
on our
I am.
show?
No, no,
I
right?
was trying to, but honestly, the way you sent it is a weird file, so
All right,
it won't
that's
let
fine.
me do it.
I made my rule number one 25 minutes ago. I actually said his name. We don't acknowledge him on the show.
I mean, he's good for content, though.
That's a dumb take.
I'd rather get canceled than waste my time up here talking
That's
about
valid.
Brandon Katz.
Well, you just said
That's a
you just
solid-
violated
this is
your
my
own rule.
opportunity.
Just violated your own rule.
What do you mean? Yeah, I said it. Whatever.
All right, go ahead though.
I love you, man. Feldman, 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With over 18 locations, there's got to be a dealership in your backyard. Visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you. Also, catch us there once a month out at Feldman Chevrolet of Novi. They are Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
Let's go. And now it is time for our Wake Up Woodward mailbag segment presented by the Feldman Automotive Group. Let's go, man.
Let's go. Matthew Kruger. Mailbag. Dream scenario where coaches are as transferable between sports as players. Or how awesome would it be if Dan Campbell could coach the Pistons and the Lions? Bo and Dion
Both
played
of 'em.
baseball and football. Kruger, you told me to read that. I don't understand what you're saying.
Both of them.
I don't understand if that's English.
Oh, I got it.
What?
No, the thing for Justin.
Oh, it worked?
Yeah, it worked.
Broder said no.
We'll let you guys make the decision. I'm just one of 5. We're a team here. Mailbag, Mason Leach. Is Michigan the most underrated team in the country? Everyone is expecting a 9-3 season, a down year. Yeah. All the betting is on Ohio State. Michigan could sneak up on teams. Damn right.
Yeah, I mean, the most underrated? I don't know if they're the most
they're definitely
underrated.
not the most underrated. They're coming off a national championship, and they're still ranked in the top 10 while losing a ton.
Yeah.
Their entire offense and then a few pieces
coach
on defense and their head coach. So it has to be considered that they see 9-3 is such a realistic expectation for them.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason why there should be anyone saying that they're like being undervalued. Like, cause like you could see it. I could see it them going 10-2 and 11-1. Like they could definitely do it, but with their schedule and how hard it is, it's really hard for me to see that. That would be beating
facts.
Texas, Oregon, and Ohio State. Like, if you think you can do all three,
yeah,
good on you. Good on you, man.
They have no one that can facilitate from handing the ball off to their running back.
Okay, JB, just stay out of this conversation, okay?
Here you go with that state shit.
Man, Tucker.
I will say you guys will probably be 7-5 this year.
That's a bowl game, right?
Wow.
Yeah, that's
7-5.
Right. That's the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl, right?
Wow. You'll be in the Quick Lanes Bowl.
Right.
Hey.
Hey, Spenny said 7-5 in the Quick Lanes Bowl would be a win for you guys.
It would.
Hey, it's an improvement. It's an improvement from missing bowl games and the shitty season we've had, and especially getting over Mel Tucker. Yeah,
Tucker's trying to come too much. That was the problem.
Oh Lord.
The real question is, what dictator are they going to put up on the big screen this season?
Oh, they had some mistakes last season.
Yeah, but we forget about that, right? Let's put that to the side. Just to remember, it's all Spartans that start this shit. Jesse Adams, mailbag, over or under 3.5 touchdowns for the Lions, special teams and defense.
Who?
Second question, part 2.
Okay.
We'll save this for just after. JB and KG, I'm adding you in there. Will you be watching the UFC day card Saturday? So first, special teams and defense for the Lions, over or under 3.5 tutties?
Tutties. I like tutties.
Special teams and defense? For the whole year?
Yeah.
Over 3 touchdowns?
3.5.
I think that's very possible. Special teams alone might get 3. And then, of course, improved secondary. I could definitely see the defense getting a few.
See, I'm on team put J-Mo back there on kick return.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
like, I think we're going to see a touchdown or 2 from that spot.
Yeah. Like I said, special teams alone could get that.
Hey.
For the whole year?
I'm going over.
Yeah.
You guys, what do you think? Over, under?
That plus defense? Over.
Over.
I don't mind over, yeah.
And I'll be watching the UFC card on Saturday if I can get service to watch it.
Yeah,
Shout out Bobby Knuckles.
Who's on the card?
Robert Whitaker. He's fighting he's kind of fighting a no-name. They had who originally was on the card had to pull out due to Kazmat Chimaev, I believe he was. No, yeah. I believe it was Kazmat Chimaev.
This is a day card on Saturday. This is part 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a day card.
He had a staph infection, so he had to pull out, and they put in a kind of a lesser-known guy who he's still very skilled, and it should be a pretty good fight.
But they're feeding him to Robert Whitaker.
Yeah, they're feeding him to Robert Whitaker, and then there's some good heavyweights on that card too. I don't know off the top of my head.
I have to see the card, but yeah, if I have time, absolutely sure.
Yeah, I'll definitely tap in if I have the card. I have time to look at it as well. It'll probably be on just in the background somewhere, but I'm more concerned with what's going on with McGregor. Like, I don't know what's happening
Man,
there.
what you mean what's going on with him? He's a cokehead. That's what's going on with him.
Yeah, I mean, we know he was a cokehead, but still, at the same time, like, what is he doing?
He's out of his mind. He needs to just retire. It's done for Conor, man.
He's out of his mind.
He's out for real.
I was so pumped for his return, and then now it's just like, oh no, fights postponed. You know, we don't know what we're doing.
Ever since he had that bus incident, it's been downhill for him, man.
And apparently he's supposed to be in Roadhouse too. What the fuck?
I mean,
and he
I would
looked
much rather
cracked
him be
out in the
movies.
first movie. Like, he literally looked like he was literally doing coke in between every take.
He probably was.
Yeah, it's over for him, man. His last fight, he got his ass whooped. It's over for him, man.
And poor Michael Chandler, because Michael Chandler actually is pretty electric to watch.
Yeah.
And he's just like falling at the wayside, letting his career kind of just like wash away. He's waited 2 years for this fight now. He's about to wait another 5 months for this fight.
Yeah.
And at what time does he call it quits on McGregor and just goes fight someone else? Because he still could make a run at the title.
Right. It's
Like,
never
he's-
going to happen. And McGregor, at the end of the day, only cares about his money. He only cares about his whiskey brand and himself. That's the only things he cares about.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be in the ring anymore.
He's
just
more of
honestly.
an entertainer than a UFC fighter.
At this
anymore.
point, yes. He had a good run, though. His run was crazy.
Aaron Two Stone mailbag. Yo, fellas, how would you feel about Pistons hiring Penny Hardaway? I think coaching young players at Memphis would help Cade and Ivy's growth and builds a great culture. Love the show, boys. Thanks, Aaron.
What has he done at Memphis? That's my question. Literally, what has he done at Memphis? He has been given talent after talent after talent, and he has done absolutely nothing with it. Go ahead, Kool-Aid. Looks like you're about to say some shit.
I like Penny Hardaway. I love the basketball culture. I love Penny and Shaq. I actually got a connection to Penny Hardaway. I wouldn't hire him to be Detroit Pistons coach.
He and Jalen Duren didn't work out too well together.
Yeah, or Monty Bates. Yeah. The development that you would probably want to see, especially with a talent like a Jalen Duren. I get he played 1 year and he's a young player. I don't know, man. I don't know. I would have to pass on that one. I think Justin said some things well there. What exactly did he do with what he had at Memphis? So
love that. Let's call it a day, fellas. What a show.
Yeah.
What a show.
Speak easy. We're crossover time, baby. Let's do it.
What up, though? Speak easy. We got the heavies in the building as well. It's time to break this thing down.
Take it out. Little chest pass action.
Hey,
No look.
let's rock, man. Hey, you hit me with the Magic Johnson.
Hit you with the Jason Williams.
Look one way, pass. Hey, more Jason Williams and White Chocolate Love on the show. Shout out to Flannel Sam. I know he'll love that.
Boy, I just thought about when Sam come back, he's going to destroy the Tigers, bro.
Oh,
He
he went
going
on
to
vacation and the
absolutely-
Lions did too.
In fact,
He's going to obliterate
In fact,
them.
we need him to. Whenever he obliterates them,
They do
play
well.
Yeah.
He's on
Yeah.
vacation. He doesn't get to. He goes at Jazz Chisholm.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Tigers start failing. We need him.
Man.
Who knew he was such a role player?
I know, right?
Oh my God.
Shots fired.
But shout out to Flannel. He is a fifth member of the starting five, the vet of the squad. The sixth man, that dude, Justin. What up, though, brother?
Hey.
And here you going for Rookie of the Year.
I am going for Rookie of the Year. Great show. Gonna miss you guys tomorrow. I hope you guys have a great show. Hopefully, if I have service, I will be tapping in. Don't you worry, because I can't miss my woo. And I hope you guys have a blessed weekend. Everyone in chat as well. Thank you so much.
Don't get lost in the forest, man. We need
Don't get
we need
I'm not gonna get lost in the forest. Don't worry.
Let's rock, man. Hey, and I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you for everything that you do for us as well, brother. Enjoy
Always.
the time. Definitely. Shout out to our elite, wonderful, magnificent, stupendous, illustrious, just flat out dope booth. I had to figure out something else to add on there. Starting with the sound booth, we got Detroit's #1 draft pick, that is KG, aka Black Hollywood.
Hey, appreciate y'all. Appreciate the chat. My team, man. It's been a great week. Let's finish out tomorrow strong. And yeah, keep this shit rolling, man.
Hey, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. Right on over to the TD booth. We got Woodward Sports' MVP. That is JBSMOOOOOV.
Nipple!
Breasts. Yo, amazing show. Let's keep it rolling. As KG said, into Friday. I know Friday's show is going to be wild and off the rails. I can't even wait, man.
Woo! I can't wait. And you know why? Because this guy over here, Matt Broder, is always cooking up. You never know what's going on in the mind of Broder until he just whips it out on Waco Woodward. Shout out to our credentialed Tigers and Lions reporter and writer, that is Matthew Broder.
Yes, can't wait. Great show, fellas. Gonna inject some energy into this tomorrow. Let's have some fun.
Can't wait, man. Can't wait. Friday shows are always the best. And it's your boy Brandon Dan K, Detroit Kool-Aid, your credentialed Detroit Pistons beat writer and reporter. We appreciate you guys for choosing to kick off today with Wake Up Woodward. Go ahead and satisfy the like button if you already haven't. If you have, encouraged someone else to do the same before you leave the stream. Share this thing, support your Wood crew, but most importantly, have a great day. Thank you guys.